fast. All I'm here to discuss is your claim that you're saying, how can I be taken serious when you have a joke channel?
My arrest record is not as embarrassing as
what are you talking about?
I mean,
yeah.
So
Great. We were just talking about how we can't take this channel seriously.
The vase getting destroyed was pretty fucking dramatic and pretty fucking horrible. Like, I don't understand why you didn't protect the vase. The cops just fucking destroy vases. Why do they do that when they raid people's houses?
Vase?
They just grab the fucking vases and they're like.
We were talking about the other night,
like
Dusty,
why?
For some reason, every time a police or a government agency executes a search warrant, the first thing they do is break all the bases in the house for some reason.
Yeah.
The first thing they did at my house is unplug all the cameras.
So they could steal your shit.
Yeah. And Marte got fired from that.
So, Dusty, look, I didn't actually remember that. And matter of fact, again, Dusty and I debated Nina and Ghosty on the Raging Tomato, and I did not take that debate. I tried to take that debate kind of seriously, but Nina was drunk the whole time.
Couldn't take it serious.
How can you take a drunk seriously?
Well, I mean, in Flo's defense, like there are several of your debates where you're debating against people who are obviously high or drunk. So, I mean, this space is not known for its rigor.
Wait, Anthony, can you point out one where it's obvious somebody was drunk or high or drunk? Like, what are you talking about?
We are not. Hold on.
Are you talking about the Christian ethics professor I debated last time, or the debate after?
None of the
like.
Hold on.
But look. I'm just trying to give Flo. I'm trying to give some context here. Flo is correct. Most of the shit that we debate is irrelevant and it's not serious, right? When I say that I'm a serious debater, I just mean that I take it seriously. I prepare for it. I do cool stuff, right? Like, and I think Flo understood that. When I say that I can't, that it's hard for me to watch Flo's channel. I'm just not a drama person. I get bored with it easily.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes, you are.
Although,
the shit that you drama, that's it.
Lotion Gate is fucking funny as fuck. I don't care who you are. Lotion Gate is funny as fuck.
I feel like I'm the only, maybe Anson and the girls, I don't know, but I feel like I'm the only one out of most of the men who is being honest with ourselves. This is YouTube. It's entertainment. You narcissists aren't saving the fucking world. Yeah. Your debates aren't serious. They don't follow serious debate protocols.
No,
it's entertainment. It's WWF.
So you're using a word that's been deemed meaningless, narcissist. So for one, it's like there's only 2%, maybe 3% of narcissists in society that have been legitimately diagnosed. What are you talking about? So you're throwing away empty labels. And then, not to mention that, yes, we are on an entertainment sphere as far as YouTube. But when it comes to debates, just like Grid said, I do take these serious. I study for a lot of these debates. And a lot of these debates do move the needle when it comes to culture. So, I mean, I would definitely disagree with that for sure.
No one's moving the political needle. You can study all you want.
Well, no, just because you take yourself seriously doesn't mean anybody else
Matter
does.
of fact, I'm running for mayor next year. So when my debates are not going to move the needle when I'm running for office, hold on, let me hear about anybody running for Congress and can
anybody's
move
allowed to run.
You're not doing any of this stuff?
Next month, buddy.
Anybody is allowed to run.
So hold on, no, answer the question. Answer the question. Do people who run for Senate and run for office move the needle in any debate?
You didn't say that you're running for.
So
no, wait, hold on. You said debates don't do this. Can you answer the question?
Why? I have a question. First of all, Kel, you're too far away from your mouth.
Crazy.
Kel, you're gonna have to sit down and talk like a human because you're so far away from your mic. You sound like a squirrel, an angry
insane.
Squirrel.
See what I mean?
She is a squirrel.
Crazy.
Marte, I'm going to answer your question. So I've run for office 3 times. I've done real life political debates for those runs for office. And I can go on and tell you that they mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So can you demonstrate that?
And I can based on the experience that I had. What actually
you're using an anecdote.
No,
can you demonstrate it?
No. Okay. Well, what actually matters in elections and entertaining power is getting out the vote. It's a numbers game. It's not.
Correct. How do you get the numbers?
Marte, why do you always interrupt?
Those events are for
Dusty. Shut up.
Those events are for you to be able to identify the people who are going to support you, so that you can build a list for getting out the vote. That's the only thing that those events are good for.
Right, which means I can show up to a banquet gala function and I can say, hey, ExxonMobil sponsors me for $1 million, which I think is legal bribery, by the way. I mean, sometimes you have to pay to play. But when we come to other people, we have to debate our ideals at some point, and we have to move the needle. Whereas we want to influence people to say, hey, this is the budget I'm going to have. I want you on my side, this and that. We're literally having these meta debates in the process of becoming somebody that's going to run for office. So meta debates happen, debate. Debate is the whole sphere. If you're trying to influence somebody to be in your pocket or anything like this is all debate, man.
So
I've been in local government. I spent 4 years on municipal board. It was an appointed position. Marte, shut the fuck up, you bitch. It was an appointed position.
Enunciate your words first. Go ahead.
I did get. I was invited. I was invited by the Libertarian Party to run for a candidate. I declined it because I don't want to do that shit. My point is, what you're saying is not impressive. Literally anybody can run. I can run as a felon. I can't. Oh, I can vote now, but
okay, self-own. By the way, anyway, back to you.
How's that a cell phone?
Yeah, that's not really a cell phone. So here's the thing, though. All of that is, I'm going to be honest here. All of this is like, honestly, seems like a lot of dick measuring, and I don't need to.
My dick's way bigger.
I don't need to see anybody whip them out.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I think
the thing about Flo is that Flo doesn't disguise the fact that he is a drama channel for entertainment. He feeds off the drama. He goes after it. He has no problem admitting that, and I respect Flo for that. Like that's actually refreshing when people are out here 24/7 claiming to be, talking serious stuff or whatever,
attacking people. Yeah, it must be really refreshing.
Wait, no, I think you're missing the point, Grid, because I'm like, it seems a little bit dismissive to me.
Okay.
Obviously,
You have to speak closer to the mic or you sound like a squirrel.
My bad. So obviously is that better? So obviously my scope is limited, like my opinion. But from my perspective, it seems like we all kind of, like, politics is drama a little bit, right?
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree?
Agree. Politics is drama. Let's talk about every president has had the most insane drama. I mean, let's talk about it.
Right.
But
I'm like, you're also
that has
well, you love. I'm like, Grit. I'm like, respectfully and with love, with like the most love. You love having me because I have like crash out clips for you, right?
Actually, I like it better when you actually debate and sound like you know what you're talking about than when you crash out. But your crash out is fucking funny. I'm gonna be honest.
Right. Sure, Grit. But I'm like, when I'm actually debating, do you ever clip and highlight that, or do you clip when I crash out? Because it's funny. I'm not like
I don't clip anything. I have somebody that clips it, and they think it's funny.
Your clipper. Oh,
yeah, the clipper loves it. Where is Emmett? Is Emmett in here? Emmett?
Do you get what I'm saying, though, Grit?
He's hiding.
Well, no, I think you're right though, Kel. I mean, every channel that's out there has at least a little bit of some kind of drama involved in it. There's no way to get around that because we're in the fucking social media area, you know? Like it's just
I think
part of how things
there's
work.
something about Flo says. I mean, Flo is right. We're here to be entertaining. We're always trying to figure out how we can be more entertaining to bring more people in to see. Even if we are taking it seriously, even if we are like, look, Andrew Wilson's perfect example. Andrew Wilson says point blank, "I'm an entertainer." And
yes, and he crashes the fuck out constantly.
Nobody's saying that isn't true. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right, but Andrew is
I take it seriously, and you literally said I that's the phrase I use all the time. So it kind of cracked me up when you said that. You're like, we're here moving the political needle. I always joke, I'm like, even though and I've learned a lot. I don't think any of us, even the best,
exactly like something
are moving the political needle to like exactly what Dusty said, where it's like a sense of grandiosity. Like
that's why we repealed the 19th. This is why
people pay to see the blood. Not to watch someone sit there and talk and express what their thoughts and are on things and what the.
Well, although I agree with you to some degree, people pay to see some blood. You have to be articulate, and it's good to be charismatic. But I do think that you can do this in a serious arena, and I think that two things can be true. Now, although I think that Dusty's channel is a drama channel, I don't take that serious at all, and I doubt a lot of people, if any, do. Really, honestly. So,
well, somehow
drama channel. Let's start with definitions. I learned this.
No, hold on, Cal, hold on. This bottom row makes more money than all of the rest of you combined, Marte. How the fuck do you not take it seriously and take yourself seriously, though? What is the serious things that you've been doing?
Hold on.
Christ made
How do you
no
know how
money.
much
What are you
money
talking about? And he
anyone
had
made?
more followers than you. What are you talking about?
Because you can. It shows. There's a
Yeah.
website playboard that shows it all. It's easy to track.
You must have a lot of
Oh, you're
confidence.
talking
wasn't in
about
it
on
for money.
YouTube.
Yes, I'm talking about on YouTube.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. I'm not talking about in real life.
Okay.
Fuck Grid's
Okay.
here.
Okay. Yeah,
Grid's
I was like, what? How the fuck do you like? First off, how do you know my non-alias name?
Yeah, I'm only talking about YouTube. Marte's sitting here. Marte's sitting here taking himself seriously and trying to put me down because I'm a drama channel. While he spent a week talking about me, engaging in drama.
I'm just saying I don't like your channel.
I just want you to know that you're
Grid says that
the
you have
joke,
a hard time
Marte.
even watching your channel. So
you stand in your square. You stand in your square, Marte. I'm the only man here with the nuts big enough to go, hey, this is entertainment, and lean into the drama. The rest of you are engaging in drama like this, going, I'm not touching drama.
I don't.
While you're doing drama.
Purely
Yes,
lean
you
into
fucking
drama
are.
like you do. Your channel is like 99.9% drama. Mine may be a fraction of charisma, news that maybe see from drama from culture.
I'm like, Mark,
So I do talk about drama that happens in the black community, things like this.
Politics all the time. What do you mean? I watch a lot of drama streamers. I don't watch Dusty for fucking his drama streams. I watch
Dusty,
Keemstar.
I'll answer your question from earlier. Do I take anything seriously? And I do. All right. There's a binary star system 8.6 light years away called Sirius. Sirius A and Sirius B. Sirius A is a white dwarf, or I'm sorry, Sirius A is a blue white star, and Sirius B is a white dwarf, and I take that shit seriously.
All right.
I think Grid was asking what are the debate topics going to be today, and I'm like, well, I think we've got lots, so we could actually just go about the panel verse. And I mean, just from what I'm hearing everybody say here, like since I'm new, I've been like investigating, and I posted this on some channels and brought it up here and there. Hold on, Kel. I mean, we can't even understand you, and your perspective is off. Okay, if you want to be a serious debater because you actually raised your hand, then you shouldn't be doing it in the back of a car while you're going to a party. Okay. So now let's. I just want to point out something. When you guys are talking about the panel verse, because nobody can hear you, I can talk over you really easy.
I don't take myself seriously. No, of course not. Like, of course.
Okay, pause. You're taking up a lot of talk time. That's not important. So what I was going to point out is the definitions of the panel verse, right? So, like, do you guys define the panel verse as only a... Shut up, Kel.
Or what? What are you going to do?
I'm just trying to make a point. Do you just want to keep on spurging? I let you talk when you were talking. I stayed quiet. I put myself on mute. I let you finish your comments.
Okay, this is not an exchange of patience. Or what?
Do you have patience?
I don't think
Can you pause for a second?
Vibe has young children. He's fresh out of patience, I promise you.
Yeah. Be careful.
My point being is I kind of have a heart for everybody on this panel in the sense that I think the panel verse has multiple areas and it's not all debate. I think there are some people that actually really do try to have some serious debates and come to like a conclusion that might like be a better conclusion. I think there's blood sport debates where people don't care if they're right or wrong. They're just seeing if they can debate better. I think there are people that are sewing circles where they just like getting together with the same group of people and talking about other people's channels. And there are people that are doing the drama, like poking, just like my youngest boy does to my daughter, and Dusty's doing to Marte right now to see what type of reaction they can get. And you know what? There's a viewer out there for every one of those panel verses. So just because you're in the panel verse doesn't mean you have to be a serious debater. But I think there are serious debaters in the panel verse. I think there's serious people that are good at poking and, make money off of this. I think some people just enjoy it, don't care about the money. I think some of us actually do want to get our point across. And maybe we're just practicing in the meantime while we figure out how do we get our point across, even if we only get one person. Now you can spur, Kel. I'm done.
No, because now it's my turn. I haven't talked in a hot minute. I think it's really disingenuous too, though, to like just shit all over Dusty. This man is actually really intelligent when he is speaking to something. Like he knows his
I like
shit.
Dusty a lot. I like Dusty as a human being. So the thing is,
also when he says cuck hunt with Andrew Wilson, that's pretty intelligent.
That was a
it's clever.
Yeah.
How could you?
Man.
It was
like
wow.
Like the reason
Humor. That's what we're doing right now.
no one wanted to let you get your point out because it didn't matter because no one was saying that. Like, we can all take ourselves seriously. The point that you made that I had a gripe with is, oh, we're moving the political needle, and exactly what he said.
We are.
We're moving the goalposts. That's
As a culture, we're
right?
moving the political needle. Yes, we are.
Marte, do you think that people look at you and go, you know what? I want to come further to the right, where dudes don't know they're dumb and jerk off on themselves and get fired
excuse
from
me.
their fucking jobs?
Speaking of which, Mister, I'm not about the drama.
Based ass opinion, becoming a pro athlete in 2 world-class sports, mentoring the children, building gyms for. Yeah, go ahead.
Mister, I'm not about the drama. The very first thing you did when you hopped up here was put me on the spot because I happened to be on a panel with another creator covered your video that you're embarrassed about. So where was that was drama? That was drama, right? You were starting drama.
Let me address this real quick. You said I was embarrassed about something. I wasn't embarrassed about it. I said I'd rather not see that. So that's point one.
You had secondhand embarrassment or second wave embarrassment.
Yeah, secondhand embarrassment. But here's the thing, though. I will point out to you that when you are on the channel, I'm going to get clarity. This isn't me seeking drama or anything else like this. I don't talk to you on a regular basis. So if I haven't, will you just shut up so I can talk? So when I'm talking to you to get clarification, that's all that was. This wasn't drama farming at all. Can you tell me what was drama farming about that?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Hold on, Kel. Shut up for 1 second, please.
Kel, knock it off.
Yes, I can, because just as I
This
pointed out,
isn't your Twitch.
just as I pointed out,
This isn't a
earlier,
twerp stream, okay? If you can go hang out with those weirdos if you want to, but
Hey, Dusty.
just as I pointed out earlier, I brought this up.
That
to
was
you
an
when we first
epic
started talking.
spoon stirring, by the way, bro. That was an epic spoon stirring.
I didn't stir shit. I just responded to
you
the
did.
topic. No, I didn't. I responded to the
Yeah, you did.
topic. No,
So
you're stirring it now. I responded to the topic, which is me.
I'm not
Yeah,
hating
so
on you, Marte. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be.
It's the internet. Don't take it so serious. If I could
No,
throw a lamp
my
at you and tell you to
I'm
lighten
not
the fuck up.
saying I'm taking it serious. I'm saying I'm not seeking drama. Can you tell me how I'm seeking drama when I'm asking for a clarification on something that was drama?
What clarification? I asked you. What clarification was there that you were seeking
Right.
from me when you brought that up?
demonstrate how that was drama farming for me to ask you for clarification on an issue?
What clarification did you ask me for? Because you didn't ask me for any.
I'm
You
asking
just
you
wanted to
now.
let me know.
You said, yeah, I just wanted to let you know I saw you on a panel and I just wanted to find out what that was about. That's it. I'm just fact finding. That's it at this point.
But I already told you that happened. I
We
told
keep
you about
going
that.
down rabbit
And
holes.
that's fine.
people, and
Okay, yeah, great.
It's
I'm done with
relevant
the
to me.
subject, yeah.
So, look, here's the bottom line. Dusty's a friend. I consider him a friend. He's a good dude. You don't have to like his content, okay?
Subjective.
And you know, he's very clear that he is an entertainer who does things to entertain people so they pay him money. Right? He's very clear about that. Other people should be as clear in what they do. I try and be very clear about what I do, about what my purpose and what I do is, right? I only talk shit about people in very specific situations, right? Although I got to be honest, the Lotion Gate thing is fucking hilarious, and I'm having a real hard time leaving that shit alone.
It's
I'm
entertaining.
having a really hard time leaving that shit alone.
It's
Hey,
interesting.
every now and then Dusty comes up with some shit that is like, you've got, like, I won't lie. I've been over there a handful of times because something was fucking interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So the other thing is that
it's a good format.
the other thing is that Andrew said he didn't have a problem with Flo. I'm not going to white knight for Andrew.
So it's
Kel, shut up.
no, it's
People
only because Daddy
talking, and
Andrew
you're
says
just
it's
raging and nobody can hear
fast.
what you're saying. Just calm down. It'll be okay. You can talk. You wait till you get to your microphone so people can hear
agree
you.
that Flo should not be getting this much shit.
I can't. No, Kel, nobody can hear you.
You sound like a chihuahua right now.
Just
Great.
I don't.
wait till you get to your microphone, Kel. It'll be fine. I promise.
I don't think Flo should be getting any shit. But I'm like, he's.
But nobody's
also-
giving him any shit. Except, I mean, Marte's kind of
Yes,
giving
I
him
know.
some
Thank
shit. But
If
you know,
let
they're
me
grown
finish,
men. They can sort it out.
I would finish what I'm saying. I don't think anyone should be giving him any shit. But during this, when he's like, "Hey, do you think that I should be getting the amount of shit that I am?" I haven't gotten like basically any pushback. When Beth over here is literally just like not even streaming and pops into anyone's chat and like, so he's calling out while he's not getting the back. But you literally
Let me
just
see if I
said,
can
Grid,
boost
I'm
that.
like,
We can at
my
least hear what
respect
you're saying.
like dropped terribly. Why do you need Big Daddy's like Andrew's like approval to say like Flo's okay? Like, no, you should. be able to-
Nobody's saying that, Kel. What the fuck are you
Because
talking
you
about?
I mean,
are-
Marte definitely needs that.
You literally said
Cleaner probably does too.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, Greg. You
No.
just said that. You were like, respect.
Don't know where you're getting your information, bro.
That it was okay, so everything's fine. Like,
No,
you know,
I-
Where?
I that has
I don't
nothing
need
to do with
anyone's approval
anything.
to do anything.
Nobody
Yeah.
asked permission. That's dumb. That's you're literally on the wrong side of
I
the take
didn't say
here.
that you asked permission. You said one of the big reasons is that Big Daddy Wilson said it was okay. That's
No,
literally
that nobody said that, Kel.
No, you're putting too much. You're putting
Yeah,
too much meaning on what
nobody
he said.
said that, Kel.
You're putting
Okay,
too much meaning on what he said. It's okay, girl. You good?
Yeah, I'm,
Nobody, literally nobody said.
I'm not a part of the Crucible crew at all,
This is crazy, man.
that. Man.
bro. Don't.
I
make an
simply
assumption
said
there.
that Marte was talking about that
crazy.
that
I'm
Flo
like, no,
had made a video,
you're
cuck,
retarded.
whatever, cuck hunt,
You guys are
Wilson or
actually
whatever.
retarded.
and
Hold on, Cal. I appreciate the support, but hold on a second.
Flo made a video. Flo's made many videos. Andrew has said publicly that hey, he has no problem with Flo. He look, it's the internet. We're all big boys here. We can all take it as much as we give it. We talk shit. We expect other people to talk shit. If you can't take people talking shit, shut the fuck up and move on to something else. Maybe basket weaving or something,
Wait,
right?
except with Sarah, right? And then he's like, "Oh wow, let's show her the power of the Crucible. Let me show my back today." Like, nah, no, it's not.
Talk
like
about
that. I wish it
goalpost
was
moving.
Like that.
Here we
Come on,
go.
my head
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
But
you know
it
what?
should be like that,
Yeah,
but it's not.
you know what, Kel? That didn't work out real well, did it? For Sarah. So anyway,
That's part of the problem. Like,
it's
and that's why Dusty's been calling it out because
So-
that's part of the problem.
if a big creator.
I can't
If a
even hear
big
what she's
creator
saying.
says, "Hey, I just don't like this person," and their people don't that go over and unsubscribe or whatever, you have a problem with that?
That's not what happened. He brigaded her.
I'm like, you're so.
I didn't
disingenuous.
see that. I need to go back.
I have it recorded. I have the original one recorded. I can give you.
all of it. Yeah, I understand you have.
Yeah,
all
I've got all of it.
Meaning
No,
to,
no, Fred. It's almost like you're
Hell,
trying to get
shut up. We
situation
can't.
based on
We can't. I'm gonna have to literally which I never do. I'm literally gonna have to mute you because you keep interrupting everyone. People are trying to talk. You can wait your turn like everybody else is doing. Yeah, no, it's hard. I'm sorry, Dusty. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I heard that had happened, but I haven't seen it. So I actually
I'll text you the link right now.
I spent like 2 hours talking to Sarah last night. So, the other thing is, I think that I don't have a problem with Dusty. I think he's a good human being. I think he's a good dude. I don't have a problem with any of his content. He's made fun of me. He trolled me for 6 fucking months. Maybe
I love
longer.
you.
Actually, I didn't keep track, but it was a while. He trolled me for a long time. And I still don't have any problem with it. I can go over and hang out with him sometimes. Sometimes he does an interesting show. Sometimes he's doing like conspiracy theory shit that I just can't get into. Sometimes he's, I don't. But that's my only comment. I don't know why everybody else is going off on other random ass tangents. If I have a problem with Flo, I'll pick up my phone and text him and tell him. Right. So the same as people should. Right. So and look, people are free to have their own opinions, right? You can Flo's free to have the opinion that Marte is not as grown ass a man as he thinks he is. That's fine. He can say that, right? Right, Marte? He can say that.
Yeah, he's free to talk. Whether or not he's right or wrong is, his subjective opinion.
Yeah, that's irrelevant, right? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, people tell me I'm a fucking idiot all the time. That's fine. So
I'm allowed to not like Dusty and then proclaim it, but then we can move on. I don't care. I'll do a debate against him or against Beth or anybody else. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, we generically need to put our big boy pants on when we go places.
I got no hate for anybody up here.
Somebody like try and keep a topic on focus while I look at this.
Yeah, I don't mind. I can function in any space.
That's
and
the
like somebody and
unedited
fit in the
video.
space.
So it's the brigading
I'm
happens
not a
about
part of-
109, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but somewhere around there.
I'm not a part of anybody's crew or group. I kind of operate in my own area, just to be like straight up front, translucent, clear about things, Dusty, and whoever else may assume that I'm a part of something. I'm not. The only thing that I take seriously here is whenever I'm talking about the brainwashing that our government and our people up high, the guys that are moving things around, have done, because I think that's demonstrative behavior. It's absolutely fucking horrible that they put everybody under a control matrix.
Smoking Spaceman is absolutely right. Marte, will you read that?
I can't see the comments.
Smoking Spaceman says Grid 1, Dusty versus Marte. Drama moves the cultural needle more than debates.
No, I disagree.
That'll
with
be
that.
a good debate. That'll be a good debate.
No, I disagree with that.
Cleaner, I gotta hit you up. I'm starting a series. I'd love to have you on. It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
And
I can't watch this on my phone, Dusty. I'll look at it later, man. I'll check it out.
You know, that's actually really interesting. I like that question too, because I know, Marte, you're saying no, drama doesn't move the needle as much as actually good debate.
No, I don't think drama does. It doesn't. But what I do think that there is a little bit of drama infused in serious debates, because I think that we can debate over serious issues that cause drama, right? Like the EBT issue that happened. Well, today it's supposed to be a madhouse, right? That's drama, but it's taken seriously. You know, as far as the administration. So,
but kind of my point on that too is, if we actually look at the most popular, most watched news networks, it's mostly like drama pieces, fluff pieces, disaster pieces, not actual news that's actually getting to the point, right? And there are news channels out there that do get to the point, and they're the least viewed. So I would agree with you. I wish our country, and maybe this is kind of what Cleaner was going to, on the brainwashing of our own society, that we rather tune into news that is more related to drama than we actually want to listen to news that's actually important, right? I think you want to watch news that's important. I think Cleaner wants to watch news that's important. I actually think Powdered Dusty wants to watch news that's important, but he actually recognizes that most people don't want to watch important news. Most people actually want to watch the drama. And because of this, the advertisers have actually shown that the consumer of the news is less interested in the facts and the debate. Therefore, that moves the needle less than, and the advertisers and like the funding of all these things show that the drama is what people actually want, which means it might move the needle. But I personally would fight also that it moves the needle in the wrong way. I'm sorry, Ben. I'd rather see it move the right way. I think the drama moves the needle in the wrong way, but I think it moves it more.
Vibe, you're having the debate for them.
To anything moving any. See,
no, he's actually right about
that. This is something I agree with Dusty on, as far as like whether or not you're moving the needle. There is no necessity of moving the needle with any of the content that anyone's producing. Could it be possible that some minds are shifted or whatnot? Sure, absolutely. Is that what some people are hopeful of when they get here? Sure, that's probably what some people are hopeful of. Do I think that it happens in mass and affects millions of people in America? Nah, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, so drama absolutely moves the needle more than raw data or dry facts.
I kind of want to see this as a debate between Marte.
We're having a semantics argument.
The other guys to get here.
No, we're not.
We're having a semantics argument, and here's the semantics part of it. Is that
no, we're not. And I was in the middle of talking. You
were done, right?
No, I wasn't.
All right,
no, I wasn't.
Finish your diatribe.
Okay, well, how about this? I'm going to put everybody in the back. I don't have a third judge right now, so we're not going to do this as an official debate. We'll just have. I just want to see Marte and Dusty go at it on this. Everybody else is. I'm just going to put you in the back.
It's dramatic,
and you know, it just makes things easier for me. All right. Rules still apply, guys. It's 1 minute each for your opening, 5 minutes for the open debate. Let me get my timer set up here, which, by the way, I still haven't figured out how to get my fucking timer.
No, don't keep it right where you have it. Dusty's totally wrong. Dusty's more of a liberal, so put him on the left. So we're in the right spots.
I don't think he's a liberal at all, to be
more
honest.
than me. If you were to compare him to me, he's more liberal. I will say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't try not to judge people on there.
I'm libertarian.
What they say.
There's a list.
I believe in personal freedoms. I don't need a boot to lick. What's your favorite flavor of boot, Marte?
What's your favorite
so what
best
the
flavor
exact
socialism?
hold on, guys. The exact debate here is let's see, where was it? Man, I gotta go pretty far back to get it.
The Raging Patriot has a good comment here. People are going to get burned out from drama. It's stupid.
People get burned out from anything.
Yeah, that's a
But especially when it becomes repetitive, right? As drama does.
Yes, anything can get repetitive.
Correct. As drama can be. Like this whole
All right.
Sarah shit is repetitive.
Where's that at? All right, drama moves the cultural needle more than debates. So that's what who's gonna, and obviously Powder Dusty is the affirmative on that.
Hold on, Grid. I have to concede a little bit of that because if you're going to be charismatic, that's going to be drama and dramatic, right? So this is a semantics argument. What I'm talking about is like senseless junk food drama. Like, oh, such and such bangs such and such behind their back. And, oh, such and such is doing a cuck hunt today and all this. Like, that's not going to move the needle on anything with cult. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if we're talking about drama, we need to come to like a definition.
That has moved you. You have been stuck on that for a week, you bitch. You proved my point.
Okay.
I brought it up because I need to use an example of your idiocracy. Yeah.
So I don't know that charisma is drama.
Dramatization, drama. That's theatrics. Like,
but I mean,
I have a stream.
Sure.
And the way that my presentation is, dramatization can be me being dramatic and having flair.
Right. I don't want to litigate the prompt before the debate, right? You litigate the prompts in the debate. So if we want to define things, I don't know that I'm willing to agree that charisma is in and of itself drama. Entertainment, which is kind of what you're also alluding to, would be drama.
Entertainment, drama, yes. If you're not entertaining and you're not charismatic, guess what? You can't be entertaining if you're just a flaccid guy on screen, attitude-wise. Like, it's not really going to make any sense.
Flaccid is a funny choice of words.
Yeah, I know, right?
The old industry coming back,
time.
huh?
Yeah, I can be humorous at the same time and use a pun. Go ahead.
You were humorous on accident.
So
no, I purposely picked that.
I don't know how you're going to contain. I mean, you could say.
I don't know that we need to nail down. I think he's filibustering. We know what drama is. And we know.
I'm not filibustering. So this has to be distinctive. We need to create a distinction because if we don't know what the drama is what you're talking about is
okay. Let me try. Drama is the human element, as opposed to data. Data would be the other. Okay.
Chat GPT your way to this. I mean, that's fine if you want to.
I didn't chat GPT shit. I just made it up on the fly.
On the fly, you're looking to your right.
It's not that complicated a thing to do for most people.
Sure, bud.
We could refine it slightly by saying that drama channels move the needle more than debate channels. Although I think I personally would not.
Let's just do for drama and against drama as content creators. How about that?
No, because so
Marte, you just choose any fucking topic. Just say it however you want, and I'll beat you at it. Let's go.
Semantic is stupid because
you're wasting my goddamn time, Marte.
You're wasting my fucking time. I was here first. You showed up probably because you saw me mentioning your name, shit, and then you wanted to show up to this shit show. So what I'm saying though is, if I have a channel, which I do a news.
Marte, define drama. You do it. You do it. You're the one filibustering. You do it.
Define the drama that you believe that Dusty is guilty of that does not move the needle.
What I'm saying is like senseless, meaningless, meaning like overall, it's not related to politics. It's not related to anything else as far as like, you know, our legislation, how we're going to vote, things like that. That's what I'm referring to. Like such and such is we're doing a cuck hunt, such and such bank, such and such behind the scenes, all this. That's not going to change the way that people vote. None of that is going to change the way that people vote. I think the way people vote is like real scenarios, real serious situations like this EBT drama that's happening this weekend. Things like that. Because people are actively suffering right now or allegedly suffering, right? Things that are impacting the community. To me, there's a difference between the drama he does and the drama that I cover. Big distinction.
You cover my drama, you dumb fuck.
No, I barely even try to even touch it. And when I do this, it's like me addressing it and getting out of the way behind me so I can go to the serious shit.
Grid, if he's not going to choose one, you need to figure out a definition for us because
I'm trying to figure out a definition. So, and again, I go back to the I just go back to either, you know, you if you want to talk about
because Grit, if you're talking about dealing with people's emotions, empathy, things like this, you know, and invoking that,
I think this is an unwinnable. Hold on, guys.
Everybody's going to do that.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is an unwinnable prompt because debates are won through rhetoric, which is drama, which is literally drama. That's how debate. That is a method debates are won. It's a legitimate tactic in debates. Dusty knows this, and he's going to bludgeon you about the head out of it.
I'm going to fuck you up, Marte.
There's literally no way.
Yeah, sure. That's not the drama I'm talking about, though.
Right. Okay. So what you're talking about is tabloid, sensationalized drama that Dusty does, in fact, engage in. But that's not all he engages in. He does actually put together legitimate, real things that while you may not like the tone of them, I think it's an unwinnable. I personally think it's an unwinnable argument. I mean, if you want to try and win it, I'm looking at this trying to just put a prompt together, and there's no way that I can engineer a prompt that I could not defeat myself.
Marte, I've caused more change with drama than you have ever in your YouTube career in the last week. In the last week, I've done that more with drama.
You're talking about 1 week?
In 1 week, I've done more with drama than you have with anything ever. Yes.
Oh, anything ever? Are you going to make that absolute claim?
I mean,
on YouTube.
I get you guys.
On YouTube. Okay.
I understand.
Sure.
Again, I understand. Marte, you don't like Dusty because he's talked about Andrew.
That's so. And I think this is a senseless debate.
Let me share something with you, Marte. I reached out to Rob the other day and I said, "Hey, Flow State wants to come to my event. He was invited before all this stuff happened. He feels uneasy, like he wouldn't be welcome. He thinks you might have a problem with it." Rob said, "No, absolutely not. I don't have a problem with him. Online shit is online." Like, Rob's a big boy. Rob talks shit about people. Dusty talks shit about people. My personal opinion, and I'll say this publicly, is I think Dusty's a necessary evil in our universe because when you have somebody that is going around and lying and being a piece of shit, I can't go after them. Dusty can.
That's why I'm going after Marte.
Yeah, I'm not a lying sack of shit, though. So you're wrong on that account.
You're lying to yourself. You don't even know you're lying.
Okay,
so I had somebody
demonstrate that somehow, which you can't do, Dusty. Go ahead. I'd love to hear this.
Marte, I actually had someone do 40 plus hours of stream on me, and I faced them down repeatedly. But it was until Dusty got involved and started exposing all the other drama that I did not know about, or that all of that shit got solved, or for the most part, because the truth came out. I don't have a problem. I mean, I understand that you just don't like him because he's talking bad about Andrew, and I don't like that Dusty is talking bad about Andrew. But Andrew's a big boy that can fight his own fights. If he wants to face Dusty on it, he'll do it. But what you actually do when you keep mentioning this is you keep, and this is just my opinion.
No, go ahead.
When you looking at first of all, the more you
Pouring gasoline on it, you could say it. Go ahead.
the more you poke at Dusty, the more material you give him. Which is why I never poke at Dusty. I don't give a shit. Like, he tried for 6 months to to drag me into the drama, and I wouldn't do it. Maybe longer. But nobody likes somebody white knighting for somebody else.
I'm not white knighting for Andrew. Never did I even say this. So,
I'm telling you, it looks like it. It looks
well,
like it. I can bring
hold
Beth
on,
up to
it
that.
does
You
look
can ask
like that.
Beth. You can ask Cleaner. You can
did Dusty bring up my past? Did Dusty attack me?
Well,
say
so
the
that-
flaccid thing, all this?
I agree.
How does
And
this
if you
even look like that?
Dusty on that, I agree. Look, I have no problem.
Right. That's why
You
I
going
don't like
after-
Dusty.
I have no problem with you going after Dusty on that, but he didn't bring that up until you went after him. You guys are going to go after each other because you don't like him, and he doesn't seem to really care that much about for you. I don't care one way or the other, but this is my channel. It is my show, and I while I am not Switzerland, I absolutely prefer that if you're going to argue, have rational arguments and let me make money off of them. And right now, I'm not making any money off of them, and the arguments are not rational. And they're and all it's really doing is turning my stream into Dusty's, and he doesn't like the competition because I'm not good at it.
Well, so Marte's trying to get out of the debate. If we can't even figure
No,
out
I
a
just think
prompt,
it's a really stupid prompt with a really.
that's
with a
fine. That's
person I
fine.
don't
That's
like
fine.
much, so
Is
So
there
you're trying to
something
get out-
else that you guys could debate? Could you debate Indian versus Harley? Could you debate Glock versus Sig? Is there something else that I could get you guys to debate where you could just beat each other up really quickly and I can make money off of it?
I mean, that depends on how hard you can grift it. What's the audience want?
Well, they were wanting that specific prompt, but nobody paid for it. So
Because I've got people on my side asking for a debate too. So what do you like?
Mr. Boulay has donated.
First person to send in $20 with a prompt gets it, and we'll do 10 minutes on it. And like, I had other things I was going to cover tonight, but then I got distracted.
Right
first person on my end that wants to send
It's
$20 to the prompt, I'll
EPSing right
present it.
now. Sorry, I'll have to re-trigger that. I did not yell loud enough. My bad, Mr. Boulay. I apologize. I'll re-trigger it really quickly. Or I'll just read it. This ad hoc panel verse debate is not brought to you by Tactical Soap from Grondike Soap Company. Grondike asked me to make this clear. Be sure to try Tactical Soap today. That's right. It's very soy. It's very soy. What kind of prompt you got over on your side, Dusty? What do you got?
Oh, I just had a call for a debate at all.
Debate at all.
Really, just I mean,
Sega
Marte is going to be the hard one to get on board here. I can stop him in anything.
Yeah.
So figure it out with him.
Wally brings up Sega versus Nintendo, but you didn't send me any money, man. You didn't send me money.
Besides that's pure opinion, we got to have something that's at least grounded in leverage. I think I can make a solid point for drama. I think it would be a good show. I think it'd be informative to people like Marte, to people like Cleaner. There's a whole bunch of people running around the Panelverse taking themselves way too fucking seriously. And by Panelverse, I mean anybody who's ever clicked a panel link.
Right. The Panelverse. How about I engineer the prompt this way? The Panelverse is a necessary part of YouTube.
I mean, YouTube would survive without it, though. Like if panels were,
I don't think it's necessary. I mean,
yeah,
you would have another verse that
right?
replaces it eventually. So
when you can say that YouTube would exist without it, or all right, let me say this: the Panelverse will exist in YouTube because the drama will never end. It will always exist.
Yes, it will.
You could wipe out all the existing Panelverse streamers, and it would simply reboot.
Yeah, I'll take the affirmative on that if Marte thinks
Somebody would take the helm of this, so I actually agree with that. So,
All right.
yeah, you cut the head off.
We
of one
could
dragon,
debate on whether
that
or not
dragon-
running for office in and of itself matters at all to anything, because it doesn't.
Wait, rephrase the question. You said me running for office.
Running for office is not meaningful to anybody aside from the person running.
I disagree with that.
I got $10 over here from Old Joe. Says, is the best answer to does God exist? I don't know. I'll take that one. Is the best answer to does God exist? I don't know.
I don't want to do theology though, so. I mean, I'm a catechumen. I can't like do an exegesis on scripture and all that stuff.
You're going to catechumen and say you can't be seen conceding to an agnostic.
How about does YouTube Panelverse drama move the needle more than YouTube debates?
The issue that we'll have there is that they blend so hard that it's almost impossible to see where one is clearly only
I hate
one
to
side.
say this, but he is right on that point. There's a lot of overlap, and it's hard to distinguish.
If you would have just took the original prompt or any reformatting of the original prompt and stopped
It was a
filibustering
dumbass
this
prompt.
shit, it was because you're wrong. Because you've been wrong on like.
I'm going to bring everybody back up because it's not fair.
No, let's bring everybody back up. Let's
Bring everybody
continue
back
on.
up. Get to the prompt. We'll do some arguing, but this is quite interesting to me.
I think you ought to go with the original prompt that Dusty said. Nobody ever moves the political needle in any direction by getting online. and doing crap.
So this is TTSing. So this would not be involved in theology. Christian ethics has less drama than secular ethics.
What? That's yeah. That we're going to spend way too much time defining what's how.
Yeah, this is going to be really bogged down.
Great prompt. I like that prompt. That's it for a longer debate. I think that'd be a good one. Here, let me.
That'd be a good prompt.
I mean, I would debate that Christian ethics are not a thing.
What was that?
If I paid $20 to get a debate grid, you're not going to respect the grift grid?
I'm trying to, man, but we got to get the
Christian ethics are not a thing. I would take that as a prompt.
Yeah, I was trying to combine everything, right? Because you can actually talk about Christian ethics outside of Scripture.
The problem is that Marte's Orthodox and he won't debate theology.
Okay.
Why Orthodox people debate theology all the fucking time?
Yeah, if they're baptized, then they have permission from the church to do so. Yeah.
The church has to give you permission to talk about theology
in Orthodoxy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's too much danger there. If I represent Christianity and I give just a wrong thesis on theology,
you're representing your own view.
I'm pushing more people away from Christianity, and I dare not carry that weight. So that's just
right now, Christianity is looking scared.
No, it's looking like we have structure.
No, it looks like you have an authoritarian pyramid.
Unlike
it looks like Scientology. It looks like Scientology. You need permission from the Grand Wizard to discuss what you believe. It's crazy.
Yeah, because we respect our fathers. I mean, what's wrong with that? That's very simple. I'm just breaking it down to you. If I respect my father in the home, which could be a spiritual father, and he says, hey, it's wise for you not to do this because you could blemish the church if you have a mishap or something happens, then I can't represent the church at all.
With Orthodoxy, let's make it flow. It's really simple. Let's just look at with Orthodoxy, right? Just look at a lawyer, right? A lawyer can't practice law until he gets all the education and knows the law. And in Orthodoxy, they're basically saying, as an Orthodox Christian, you're not allowed to talk about the
I'm
Christian
not
law.
no, this is not comparable. I'm asking him his opinion. What he's saying is he's not allowed to give his thoughts on something until the church authorizes him to. All I hear is the sound of him getting throat fucked by a dude who's not even present.
Yeah, cool story though, but I still can't represent the church or anything else because they're associating with Orthodoxy. Yeah, that's good. I could just clip that, just blast that, but I don't do drama,
Do it.
right? So, anyways, yeah, I'm not your channel. I'm not going to do that. So,
Oh, that's so disingenuous. I mean, look,
It
I'm
is.
not knocking you, but look at
Ow.
the panel the show you had me on for last.
How
That
is
wasn't
Marte
drama?
saying
Come
what
on,
he actually
Marte.
thinks?
Because I
or what his-
refuse
She's
to do this.
explaining it. She's
Disingenuous, that's
explaining
crazy.
it, cleaner.
Disingenuous.
Cleaner, she's
How is
explaining it. Stop
how is
interrupting
Guys,
her.
guys.
disingenuous?
No, Beth, that's not disingenuous because I refuse to do something that's crazy. Because I
It's
refuse to
disingenuous
partake in
that you guys
something-
are asking her a question and interrupting her answer.
No, she was done.
Yes,
What are you
just
talking
like on
about?
that panel. Look, what's disingenuous about it is that, like, he had a panel where he wanted to talk about Paige coming at me and was like, "You want to come defend yourself?" And then the whole thing turned into this big, pick a side between Andrew and Sarah. When it was like, listen, I never even said that anything was wrong with what Andrew did. That's between Andrew and Sarah, and fucking why? As a
Yeah,
matter
but
of
you
fact,
understand that that's
anybody
a
who pops
different.
up, anybody who pops up with a meme, even if it's against Dusty, if I think it's funny, I'm still gonna laugh at it.
Yeah, nobody's saying that nobody's contesting that. That's not nobody's contesting it at all, Beth. It's not what
We're
anybody's
on the
saying.
same stream. That's
Yeah,
I'm starting to
That's
all
think,
the drama.
I'm starting to think that there's a lot of residual drama that's kind of boiled over from the whole Sarah thing that's infected this
Yeah.
stream so far, and I think it
It's
just
pretty
needs to be chewed up and swallowed and passed through and
Yeah, it needs
gone
to
out the other
Yeah.
side.
It needs to
because
do.
the drama won't work. I agree with you. Drama, it's stupid. Let's move on. Yeah,
Okay, so do you want to debate that prompt now, Marte?
it's a dumb prompt, man. It's
You
a
just
really
want to make
stupid
the
prompt.
claim. You just want to make claims.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I can make a subjective claim that I don't like your channel because of the drama you have, but that's not me saying I want to have a debate about it.
You just want to throw a rock and hide your hand because you're a bitch.
No, that's what you
Let's
do.
use
I don't
that
do
for a prompt. Marte is a bitch.
Nope, that's what you do. You have the whole cuck hunt and then have everybody say at 4 a.m., mind you, and say, oh, somebody could show up when everybody's asleep. I'd love for you guys to show up. Yeah, that's the truest throwing a rock and hiding if I ever found one. That's crazy.
All right, guys, I've had enough. I don't care. Okay, I made my position really clear earlier. This is the third time we've talked about it.
Grid, I feel like the audience is owed a debate between me and Marte at this point.
I agree, and I'm trying to find the sniping back and forth is kind of bothersome to me because I don't really particularly care. Yeah, I
Why
know,
don't-
right?
Why don't I dip and you just let me know when you've got a prompt and I'll rejoin.
I'm gonna
one.
give you guys a prompt in just a minute. If I paid for a debate with you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a prompt. Because you don't like somebody's look.
Yeah, that's fine. You literally just said to yourself, Grid, you said, I can be on a panel with somebody I don't like, and it's okay not to like somebody's content, but we're big boys. We can move on. You said it yourself,
Right.
Grid, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We need to move on. We need to move
Right.
on.
I
tired of
agree.
hearing about it. Like this
Totally
is
agree.
the dumbest. This is literally one of the dumbest conversations I've ever seen on my panel.
Yep.
I thought
Waste
you were
of
gonna
time.
say
I agree.
people.
I know I don't have the. I mean, now admittedly, Flow outclasses me. He has Jack Talcott on. He has some other people that are far more capable of having stupid ass conversations than I am.
No, you're capable of it. Don't sell yourself short.
I'm going to sell myself short on this one.
Mhm.
But let me just jump over. Just give me a second. I've got some debate prompts ready to go. look, if somebody doesn't want to debate a topic, just whatever.
I don't understand why the original drama one wasn't taken. The original thing that Dusty said,
they couldn't agree on what the drama even was.
Like his original statement was nobody moves the political needle at all on these social media platforms, right?
No,
take it, go for it.
That's kind of where I was at.
No, that wasn't it.
That was his original statement before all this shit started.
Yeah, that wasn't the prompt that was put in chat, but that was the
no.
Peter's saying that was the conversation that was said before the prompt was put in chat.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep circling this terrain.
I would debate that. Yeah. I would debate that with you, Dusty, if you want.
I mean, I think everybody, and especially the chat, wants to see you two debate on something that you both believe in that you disagree with, because Dusty's saying he doesn't think you can debate. You're saying I can debate and I'll kill you. He's saying I'll kill you. I think everybody just wants to see you guys go on any two topics. I think at this point that you both strongly believe on and that you both strongly can debate each other on, just to see you two debate.
I've put out several prompts I would take. Grid, shoot me a text or a call if you figure out one and
just
Marte
give me
agrees
one more
to.
minute. I'm getting there. Just calm down.
All right, when you guys figure something out, I got to piss. I'll be back.
All right, go.
I mean, I'll go at it with you if you want, Dusty.
I'm down. I don't really want that one because I don't agree with the side that nothing on social media. That's not what I said either. That's a retooling of what I actually said, which is none of you
word for word. Oh, okay, none of us. Okay, well, see, I'd take that was too.
That was more of a dig. That wasn't a literal claim. That was a dig.
I know, but the prompt would be fun to debate.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it.
Because that is kind of what this channel's about. Even if you don't like, sometimes it's just about just having the fun of the debate, right? This is not, and correct me if I'm wrong, Grid. This is one of those channels where it's for the fun of debate, right?
I mean, to some degree, it's really. We debate some fairly interesting topics.
I would agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, is there? Oh man, this is. Is there any? Well, I don't know. That's not good.
How about we could debate the war on drugs?
Yeah. Well, actually, he was in the DEA, so that's probably.
I know, and I've been raided by not the DEA, but
you've been raided though.
For drugs, yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah, if we can come up with a prompt around that, that would be a great one for you guys to have.
All drugs shouldn't be legal.
Should drugs?
I'm hemorrhaging viewers right now.
Be made legal.
All drugs grow naturally, with the exception of a handful.
Drugs that don't need human intervention in order to get people high. That's
I don't care. Yeah, any.
How about
you have 2 minutes to figure out a prompt, or I'm
going. How about all drugs? Yeah, all drugs should be.
You can leave it time. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I mean,
all drugs should be legal. I'll take that.
Win.
Shout out to the panel. Good to see you guys.
Indian Jesus just got here, and we're going to hide everybody. We're going to make this one happen, Captain. This is got to happen. I don't even know who the third. I think we're going to make Vibe the third judge. So pay attention, Vibe. Don't like go to sleep or anything. All right, gentlemen. Once again, here we are. All drugs ought be legal.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's the format again? Like, is it time?
You get 1 minute to make an opening statement, each of you, and then we do 5 minutes of exchange back and forth, and then we bring everybody up.
Okay.
And the judges make a decision.
Okay.
So you got to be really quick.
Okay.
All right. So, Dusty, you have the affirmative that all drugs ought be legal. Marte, I'm assuming that you're taking the negative that that drugs should be controlled and illegal. And I'm going to start my. I gotta get my timer back up. Sorry, guys, I do not have my timer integrated into the OBS. It just doesn't. I mean, it is, but it doesn't work. So I'll do it just by hand. When you're ready, Dusty, just start speaking.
Okay. We should legalize all drugs because 45 years into the war on drugs, it has been a complete failure on every front. Substance abuse has increased in the 45 years since we've had the war on drugs, as well as the amount of people incarcerated, the expense on the criminal justice system, the number of police killed in the line of duty, and organized crime. We can look at what happened with prohibition in the past. It is a perfect model for drug prohibition in the present. And what we saw was that when we ended alcohol prohibition, or all forms of crime immediately plummeted. Murders were down, organized crime was down, all sorts of violence, deaths from tainted alcohol were down. The same exact thing would happen with the war on drugs. The artificial scarcity created by...
That's time.
You said, okay.
All right, you ready, Marte? Start talking.
Yeah, let's go. Dusty, not all drugs should be legal because many substances, like I said, I was in the feds, like heroin, meth, have an extremely addiction potential. This is the extremely addictive personality and potential that we have with drugs. Going back to them, it causes severe physical and mental harm, often leading to overdose deaths. We're talking about over 100,000 annually in the U.S. alone. This is also cited in CDC data and other forms of this. Legalizing them could normalize use, increasing accessibility, especially for minors and strained healthcare systems. Regulation often struggles to keep up with the synthetic drugs that could be made, which could be tweaked to evade laws, as seen with fentanyl's rise. And also decriminalization for personal use might reduce jail overcrowding, but full legalization risks like we're talking about prioritizing profit over healthcare systems. Matter of fact, this is seen with alcohol and tobacco industries that you brought up. Prohibition, while imperfect, deters widespread use and signals societal disapproval of dangerous substances. I can see my time.
Well, that was actually exactly 1 minute. All right, so I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. When you're ready, just start talking, and we will, and the time will start.
All right, we can see that the past 45 years with the war on drugs, there have been overdose deaths. So obviously, the war on drugs, prohibition is not reducing that. The stats you just gave, and nobody's saying drugs are good, right? Addiction is bad.
So they're not good. Okay, so we shouldn't legalize them. We should actually have them controlled, right? This helps out. So all you're doing is giving pharmaceutical law over everything else.
You cannot control something that is outright banned. When it's outright banned, it forces it into the black market. Into the black market that's out of control.
How are you not prioritizing profit over health, Dusty? If you legalize everything else, guess what happens? You now open the black market up for crocodile, which is like one of those dismembering drugs. Actually, your skin falls off, and also devil's breath. Which also, can you tell me how devil's breath should be legal in the United States?
Sure. Devil's breath would never have been a thing if drugs were just legal. All these super weirdo drugs, they're all the result. They're all the result of prohibition forcing innovation. Fentanyl is a big deal now because people couldn't just get their H.
That's false. Drugs have always been legal in Venezuela when we talk about it for a very long time. So when you're talking about this is for future logic.
No.
So not only this, hold on, Dust. All drugs should not be legal due to the significant risks that they pose to individual health and social stability and governance. I can also show this. They're highly addictive. So how do you prevent kids from using this?
The most dangerous part of addiction of drug addiction right now, aside from accidental overdose, which is caused by buying drugs that you're not sure what they are because it's not regulated.
Right. So if we
hold on, no, let me finish. I let you finish your point. Let me finish mine. The most harmful aspect of being a drug addict is the law enforcement. There's a reason why we all know functional alcoholics, but there's no such thing as a functional cokehead. It's because, well, there is, but it's not as popular. It's because of the increased risk and harm that comes from making something illegal at the gate. Alcohol is the most dangerous drug. It's the only thing that makes people more inebriated and more aggressive, and it's one of the two substances that can kill you from withdrawals.
Argument. So really, what we should do is have more controls. Also, not to mention this, but legalizing them, like I said, could normalize this use, increase accessibility, especially for minors in strained healthcare systems. You didn't answer my question about devil's breath. Why would we legalize devil's breath? Can you tell me the benefits of society that this could produce?
Yes, by taking it out of the black market, by taking these things out of the black market.
It's not in the black market. Try again.
My turn. That is completely uncontrolled and run by organized crime, right? It incentivizes organized crime entirely because it's a huge profit center. By taking it out of that environment and standardizing it, we don't incentivize innovation, organized crime, and people buying tainted drugs that they die from overdoses. It would help on all fronts.
Controlling the drug system, and not to mention this, but legalizing this so that way this can be controlled by the government. And not only this, but making sure that it's not free to everybody else. You literally just made my argument for me by saying, no, because it's in a unregulated system, all this other shit. That's your society. You're literally arguing against this. This doesn't make any sense. So can you tell me how? You didn't even answer the question. You still haven't answered it. I'll ask you again.
You're confused about what is regulated.
Benefits society.
Regulation and regulated are different things. You seem to be treating drug laws as if it's regulating the industry. It's not. It's an absence of regulation.
Do you think
if we legalized it, then just like cigarettes, we could regulate the drug industry.
That doesn't answer the question. I'll even ask it again because I'm being very charitable right now and being very patient with you. I understand it takes a lot of this to deal with you, Dusty, especially. So I'll ask it again. Can you tell me how black market can benefit the public if we legalize it?
The black market wouldn't exist if we legalized it.
No. I misworded that. Can you tell me how Devil's Breath would benefit the market if we legalize it?
I just did. If we legalized it, it would reduce a number of problems that is created by it being illegal.
Can you tell me how? Can you tell me what benefit the public would get from Devil's Breath? What would be the benefit?
The benefit would be in the reduced harm caused by the laws.
How would the public benefit from the drug use?
Here's why your question doesn't work. You want me to answer it a certain way because Devil's Breath is a harm. I agree. The issue is though that stop. Your assumption is wrong. You're treating prohibition as if it actually gets rid of the thing. It never has worked for anything.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm asking you how it would benefit, and you actually answered this. You said it was a harm, so you think we shouldn't legalize Devil's Breath, right?
You're trying to do a gotcha, but you don't have it.
You need if something is illegal, you can't regulate it.
Yeah. All right. So.
Are opioids harmful?
Hey, stop, judges, stop.
Sorry.
Cleaner, please go.
Both debaters started out with really strong opening statements. They followed good format of building opening statements. They had a claim, an evidentiary metric, and an effect on society. It would reach the audience, I believe. So they both got full 5 points for openings. During the meat and potatoes, both of them were making pretty good claims on either side. Dusty ended out with one more point right there at the end, and so I'm going to have to go with Dusty on this one.
You didn't give me enough of a win.
Too bad.
Yeah. So it was tough. There was definitely some talking over. The opening statements, I agree. Both made really good points, right? So and by the way, this is really hard because I actually would normally be debating on Marty's side, but I'm going to be non-biased here. Dusty's points in the increase in fatalities, overdoses from bad drugs and things like that, hinting back to prohibition and the tainted drugs. I think that was a good opening, but I felt like Dusty was definitely a little bit weak in his opening. He was stumbling over his words. With Marty's opening also, I think he just was talking way too fast, but also making some really good points as well. If he would have slowed down and not, he could have said the same thing in the same amount of time. And he talked about the kids. Like, what do we do about the kids? Like, as soon as we legalize this, even if we have the regulation that, like with cigarettes, you can't buy them after 18, how do we keep them out of their hands? I think that kind of pulls at the heartstrings of the listeners. Now, when it came to the argument, I have to actually start looking at Dusty on this as well, where Marte was basically saying legalization in this quick format is the regulation. Dusty's saying that actually causes this huge black market that creates things like Devil's Breath. Maybe Devil's Breath never would have been invented if there wasn't a black market in the first place and there were quality drugs being produced at a regulated side there. Now, this is not for you to interject on me, Marty. This is how the debate sounded to me, right? So this is not my opinion. This is how it sounded to me. So given that, right, you made some points that I thought were good, but overall, I think there was some talking over each other on regulation and law. And even though I wouldn't want to side with Dusty, I think he kind of actually took it on this debate.
Okay, and Anson.
Yeah, I thought that. So I'm gonna go on and just admit that I'm super biased here because Dusty's. I've heard Dusty argue this several times. He basically like does what I would argue, only better, and so I really appreciate his argumentation, but I can't be biased. So I'll just say that in terms of argumentation, I thought that Dusty's used reason and facts based on how economics works in his argument, and he basically painted a picture of how his reasoning would result in a kinder environment for people suffering with drug addiction. Marte did the typical authoritarian argumentation, which is basically just grasping at straws to legitimize, abuse of power. And tonight, I'm judging solely on whose argument would make them most likely to be brigaded by Andrew Wilson, and therefore Marte wins.
Can I actually respond real quick? So,
Yeah, absolutely.
there was no black market in Venezuela. It never happened. So this didn't come about from a black market. That's why I brought it up.
What about
Well,
the
I mean, you could
pharmaceutical?
say, you really could say all markets in Venezuela were black markets. If there's no illegalization of something, then it's not illegal. So there's no such thing as black market. But that doesn't make you see, it's kind of an all or none fallacy.
Right, but you do understand that the premise of saying we're suppressing this drug never happened in Venezuela. So when we talk about Devil's Breath, if travelers are warned before they go to Venezuela. I don't know if you guys understand how powerful this is or what it does. It's a free will removal drug. It removes your
I've
free
never
will.
even heard of it.
Okay, so check it
have
out.
to.
Let me explain
It's-
what
it's,
this is.
There's no way that
Wait, wait,
anybody
wait.
would legalize
Let
this.
me explain what this is. This is a plant that produces flowers, okay? I have seeds for it. I can fucking grow it right now if I want to in my yard. So what's illegal about it, Marte?
So
Only when
what
it's
you're
processed,
talking about
right?
is the drug. I'm not saying it's illegal. Brett, you're putting words in my mouth. Nowhere did I say this drug was illegal. It's in a
So
free
you were
market.
arguing with a drug that is legal?
It's used in a market. And no, this is a different plant. What you're talking about
No,
is
it's
Datura.
not. No, it's
The
not.
drug that they're using,
No, it's not. It's
hold
not.
on, the
Donna,
drug
I
that
got
they're
seeds
forming
for
in
it.
that market is being turned
Right
into
now.
Devil's Breath, which means that this drug is not being marketed here in the United States. It's not. You can have the seeds here, but there are no cases about Devil's Breath being used here.
Yeah.
Have you heard of one?
Yeah,
I'll wait
because
to
all
hear
I gotta
about it.
do is grow the flowers and then
Okay,
cut them
all
out.
right. So
There's not one
while
case
hold
in
on.
the United States.
Guys, I don't want to get bogged down in a very specific instance.
It's a bad
To be honest, while I disagree with the mechanics of Dusty's argument, I agree with the overall theme of it. I think that we've created a massive fuck up in this country with this war on drugs, and it's actually made things way worse than it would have been. And while you can look at Venezuela and which is weird, but okay, we can also look at countries like, for example, any of the Danish states, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, to some degree, that where these drugs are not illegal, where you can, and the way our country has treated drugs is wrong, and we need to fix it. And I'm not saying that, if you need to go take care of your kid, man, go take care of your kid. Don't worry about it. Go take care of it.
Don't worry about it.
Agreed. What's
Go.
really What's really interesting is that these drugs are only illegal for the people. They're not for the government. And this is why we have ADHD
Right.
diagnosed kids who are on a legal form of meth.
Right. So that's kind of my, that's we have this mess that's been created with our drug system, which could be fixed. We have no interest in that, obviously. But
Great. Can I say something? My argument was, should no benefit drugs be legalized? That's basically my argument boiled down to.
I wasn't.
That wasn't.
I actually didn't care about the. I wasn't a judge, so I wasn't really paying much attention to the mechanics of the argument, right?
Why did you argue not the prompt?
So
no, all drugs, you said. So that is part and parcel with non-benefit drugs, like all pure harm drugs.
Yeah.
So when it says all drugs, I'm putting that in this category. It's congruent.
Right. So Marte, if I were to critique your strategy, I think that to defeat Dusty's argument, the best way to defeat that is by saying that while you can agree with reform of our drug laws, right? Like which is probably the actual thing that needs to happen, right? We should not be we ought not be giving kids the amphetamines in the idea that it's going to calm them down. And also they're addictive drugs that we honestly don't know what does to the brain chemistry when we're giving them those drugs at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. We ought not be doing that. If you made the argument in that way, I think that Dusty's argument that they should all be legalized becomes a little harder to make. However, and Dusty actually did do this, but he didn't hit it hard enough, is that if drugs are actually illegal, you can't control them because they're illegal. And then the black market, as Dusty said, becomes the thing. And then people start growing it or manufacturing it themselves. And now you have an even more dangerous issue. So Dusty was able to cover that, but he only covered the portion where he talked about, that by making it illegal, you actually lose control over the drugs because they're illegal, right? You can't really prescribe or validate, how much somebody is using of these off-market drugs. So both of you guys did really well. I actually thought that was a great debate. I didn't think there was anything really, and I'm nitpicking here, guys, because it was a great debate.
It was real close. Y'all were both coming out with good arguments. No, you were for a speed debate. Yeah, y'all were coming across.
Yeah, no, I mean,
you were giving a claim or an argument, and then either evidence or impact. Each time that y'all were arguing, you were going tit for tat on that. It was pretty good.
There's no way that we can justify crocodile for the United States, or even if Jenkem is legal, that you would say there's no benefit for anybody, like a benefit for anybody. This is crazy.
Sure.
That's not what I was saying.
So there's a version of Kratom a few years ago, which I believe is a synthetic pot that was making people go insane and blind and shit. It was a designer marijuana or something like synthetic marijuana that was legally sold to basically anybody. Mm-hmm. Why do we want that product to exist? And it existed because pot was illegal.
Well, Jenkem is legal.
Meth was developed as a substitute for coke. Crack was developed as a substitute. All the innovation that makes harder, more dangerous drugs is because of the prohibition. If a cokehead could just buy their coke, they would just do that. They wouldn't. People want to feed their addictions. They don't really want to have to change to something else unless they can't get it.
But so Dusty, during the whole debate, I never had my question answered. I feel like you never did, because you never really did.
I feel like all I did was answer it.
I said, how would society benefit from Devil's Breath? Can you tell me one benefit from this? That was never answered.
I can't.
society
And then you
does
said
not
just-
benefit from drug addiction.
He's talking about scopolamine specifically, Dustin.
Yeah, scopolamine specifically.
Oh, yeah,
how
they
would you
gave-
think?
I can tell
They
you.
gave me
yeah,
that when I just
there
had
is-
surgery.
There actually is there's researchers that have been studying the effect it has on certain types of
Yeah.
criminals.
Motion sickness,
them,
stuff like
them
that.
using
yeah.
I,
no,
Yeah.
not for that. No,
My vision
actually,
real bad.
no. For actually re-brainwashing someone into normality, so not to be a super aggressive or hyper aggressive person.
Yeah.
So
Well, I like the
Yeah,
energy
actually,
of the
free will.
specific drug conversations. That's really not the focus of tonight's show.
Sure.
So that was kind of an exhibition match. Dusty, if you want to stay in debate, that's great. We're gonna. I really need to start moving on though, and actually, I need some more debaters. Now that Vibe is gone, I'm short. I'm short.
and I got to drop off too. I got other things going on.
Yeah, you're-
But thank you for having me up. Salute
Yeah,
to the
absolutely,
panel,
man.
except for Marte. You're still a bitch. And salute to most of the chat.
Stay safe, Dusty.
You just can't help yourself. You just
Don't
can't
be
help
safe, Dusty.
Yeah.
So Marte, the
Can't help
actual
yourself.
the actual benefit, I was trying to say this over and over again, and I didn't get it out. The actual benefit for drugs in general is that it gives people an opportunity to exercise free will and self-control, right? And so the reason why the United States government had to make a constitutional amendment to make alcohol
weird
illegal.
statement.
The reason why the government had to make a constitutional amendment to make alcohol illegal is because it would have been unconstitutional for the federal government to say it was illegal without one. But for some reason, the federal government decided that they just had that power with drugs. But actually, all drug enforcement is unconstitutional and immoral because it basically takes away rights that the power to take those rights was not given to our government. So it's actually a very liberal leftist
So you're saying rights
position to
exist?
think that we should make drugs illegal.
Rights are tangible. Is that what you're saying?
Oh Lord.
No, I'm saying the Constitution is pretty damn clear.
Can we see them
We
debate about rights?
enforcement. There has to be force.
Please.
There has to be enforcement. Because if I had distribution of cyanide pills and I said, if you guys can use cyanide responsibly, sounds really stupid, right?
Grid.
So it's
Yeah,
like
you're an
you're
anti-constitutionalist, right? So you're a leftist.
you can't take
No, you can
enforcement
argue
away
from the
from
left. That's fine.
Hey, Grid. I think these two
Well-
should debate about rights real quick.
Whether or
Okay.
not rights are ideological or observable within the world doesn't take away the effect that people's belief in their rights has on societies and how societies are socially constructed.
I would agree.
Now, I think what Anson is saying, there's merit to it because yes, we construct our society based upon what we view our rights, our morals, and our ethics are.
Right, but if I was going to make a suicide pod or a cyanide pill, which was an equivalent to this, a drug, so they have these suicide pods. Or
You gotta
my
stop
bad, I
saying
can't
that word.
say that. The self-deletion pods, and we're going to say we're going to have Alexa, which is a self-deletion pill. And if you could take this, we can legalize this. So I think that if we get down to the crux of the issue, we can't have mass distribution of this. We could say that this is a bad for society because if your kids get a hold of this and we would say no, we would decide no. You would have to fly to Sweden to get a self-deletion pill or something like that, right?
People are
legalize.
allowed to take that. They have the right to delete themselves. It's impossible to stop them. Put them on a 72-hour hold. They get out. They
Yeah.
do it anyways. It is.
Yeah, so
You can
there-
try, but
that-
people are still going to express the freedom of will to do
Correct.
it and choose.
that, but
Okay,
if you make a
my kid can go.
declaration,
My kid can go self-delete with the drain cleaner under the kitchen sink right now, and there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Would you like to illegalize that too?
would you want no enforcement? Meaning so there's two people that can take your rights away. It's a judge and a doctor. They can restrain you in a room for 48 hours upon a psych eval and release you if you make statements of self-deletion. Do you think we should eliminate that?
I think that there is benefit.
No.
Wait a second. There is benefit to the 72-hour hold and having people stop and think about what they're doing.
Oh, wait,
At
what?
the end of the day, if they want to self-delete, they have the ultimate right to do so. And who the fuck am I to stand in their way?
Correct. But should
America.
we take this away?
Somebody
Should
who
we
cares
take that
about
away?
them.
I just answered your question. I didn't say do away with the 72-hour hold. That's not what I
Okay,
ever
that's
advocated
all I
for
wanted to hear.
begin with. But what I am saying is you can't make it how are you going to punish somebody for self-deleting?
We make it illegal. We can hold somebody against their will. We take away their rights.
So you're gonna
They
hold
already
them
did. So you're arresting people before they commit crimes then?
like
Thank you.
No, you're not under arrest. You're having all your rights taken away for 42 hours of documented justice.
That wasn't what she asked you.
That is
If
actually
somebody does it,
legally
how do
called
we punish them?
detainment.
Yeah.
That is actually when you put somebody in a 48-hour hold, they are actually detained.
Yes, they are detained. I'll agree with you. Yes.
They like it. There's a crime they've committed or thought to have been committed. There's something that they are being alleged for, and they're being placed in a hold.
So how do
you get against the hold against your will. Yes, I agree.
So how do we punish them when they
really did? Why are we still talking about dumbass drug shooting?
Well, it was
This
a
is
good
debate
conversation.
show.
Well, now we're talking
But
about self-deletion and
This
rights.
is a debate show. What the hell, man?
You didn't shepherd. You didn't shepherd your sheep yet, Grid.
I know. Apparently, I was like, I got distracted. I'm trying to get some more people in here, and I turn around and you're still talking about dumbass drug shit.
No, we're not. We're talking about rights.
We were keeping shit going.
We're talking about rights.
Yeah, we're talking about rights being stripped from you.
Yeah, we have a lot of that happening, to be honest. What's up, Indian Jesus? I barely had some time to say hi to you before you dropped off. And Thumping Weevil has come in. That's rad.
But so wait
How's
a
your
second,
mic now?
Marte. Why didn't you ask Grid how people are having something stripped away from them that doesn't actually exist?
Who fucking cares? Jesus, how's your mic?
I mean, so far so good. I don't know.
Oh.
Sometimes with Streamlabs, it just it does whatever it did. And,
Yeah. It's
so
good
I
today,
wonder-
bro.
Last night it was loud.
Struggle streaming.
Jesus needs
yeah.
to debate.
I
it's
thought he
gonna
was
be
going to hop
tough
in there with
if
me.
it does that during the debate. I'm kind of waiting on Tyler and Vibe to come back in.
Do you need judges? Is that what you need?
I'm sorry?
Do you need judges?
I need a judge, but I think Tyler wants to fight tonight. If it comes down to it,
how
I'll
many
judge.
are you short right now for everything for like the debate to start? I still don't understand the number that you go for.
I'm sorry,
What do you
the
mean?
what?
The number that you go for judges and debaters.
Three judges.
Three judges, yeah.
Okay.
So we don't have a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, all right. So, yeah, interesting stuff.
So yeah, why don't we have them do the rights debate?
You're such a dad. I love it. He's like, kids. All right, the stupid kids. They're done talking now.
My 5-year-old. He'll be 5 years old in 22 days or 23 days, something. And he was such a brat today. Like the stomping of feet, the swinging of arms, the yelling, just all of it.
Oh, does he do this? He does like the whole
No, he didn't really
cross-
do that. And
Oh,
so I
my
had,
kids did that. Both of my kids did that. They look at me and when they got mad, they just
no, he didn't do that. So he, and he would be like perfectly fine, everything's groovy, and then just whatever reason, he wanted to be a problem child, and he got into big time trouble. I think my wife may have thrown away his Halloween candy.
Oh, he got
Right?
big
That's
trouble.
serious, right? Like that's bad. And I'm not sure she explained to him that he has no rights.
let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you, as being a father, has your kids ever acted out around Christmas where you've actually thrown away presents? Like,
No, nothing like that. And I don't see. I might threaten to do that, but I won't do it. But my wife will do it. My wife will straight up do it.
okay, so
put 'em
last
away
year,
and forgot about him.
last year was the first year that I had all the presents underneath the tree. You know, my kids are old enough to know not to touch them, or when I'm around at least. But I took a few away and I'd put them in the garage, or like just really somewhere where they didn't know. Like I took them to my parents' house at one point. Like, you're not going to get these presents. and they didn't see them for Christmas. And I waited until their birthday to actually.
That's what I did.
I waited. And like my kids are like, both of my older boys are born in August. So it's like I kept these presents from December to August to give to my fucking kids because
my son's birthday's in September. And I totally forgot about it. I was cleaning out my bedroom closet and found it buried back by my shoes and was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. And my wife gave me shit for making my kids go on a treasure hunt with theirs. Like I put I had these gigantic fucking boxes, and inside the box there's just a fucking note at the bottom and a whole bunch of bricks to weigh the box down. And my son opens it up and he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
I hate.
I mean, he didn't say that, but that's his face. You know, you could see it. He was like 11 or 12 at the time. You could just see it on his face. Like, what is this? Why do I have bricks? And I'm like, you got something in the middle there though. What? And he goes on this treasure hunt around the house, finding stuff, and then finds the laptop that I got him for Christmas, like his actual
That's
gift.
badass.
I think
That's a
it's
good
really
dad.
interesting
What?
because
Okay, can I ask your guys' opinion because I'm still.
My wife
new
gave me
to
shit
all
for
this,
that.
But what are your opinions? Is an appropriate age to give your child, like your son, a laptop?
a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my son had to get one for school when he was in like
Okay,
7th grade.
no school. Like he wants it
Like a
because
personal?
he can't
Oh,
download.
no, he didn't have one until he went to school.
tablet. So
Yeah, he had a tablet that he kind of played with, but he didn't really care for. But my youngest son, he has a kind of a tablet. He knows how to use it and all that. I don't think he's really going to care much for the for it after that. But the interesting thing is that so my 5-year-old is at the point where I'm literally I'm telling him that he's a big boy now, and he you know, there's no more crying, there's no more of this, there's no more of that, and he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are, whether you want to be or not. You're a big boy now. And so it's we're at that stage where he has to start manning up.
It is a tough question. I mean, I don't have kids. I don't know.
Like, yeah, what's the appropriate age for like a laptop? Like, because I have a 8 and 7-year-old, and they are very like they know their games. They know how to work with a computer better than I do.
Well,
my son is 17. He wanted this MacBook that I'm on right now when he was 15. I said, you got to pay me back 2/3 of it. He never made a payment. It's mine now.
There you go. I think there's a sweet spot, because if you wait too long, then you know the kid's going to find a way around it, and if you go too early, you're setting him up for failure.
Like,
well, I mean, that's
got him an
valid.
iPhone. What the fuck does he need this for?
Yeah,
that's a valid point though, Lutch. But I do think it kind of depends on, like, there's a lot of interpersonal things that go on with your kids when you're raising them, and so it kind of depends on like what their interests. Because like, okay, so I gave my son his laptop at 11 because I was doing a lot of PLC programming, and he got really interested in that and wanted to learn how to code, and I was like, all right, cool, you know, I can teach you that real easy. And so, you know, but he didn't have internet access, so he didn't have access to a lot of the crazy shit that's online.
I know.
So, I mean, you know, there's little things, there's nuances that do go into when you decide to give your kid a laptop or a phone or any of that, you know. Access to the world, basically.
My 8-year-old.
I wouldn't give a laptop. I would get what we did with my older son is he had access to the desktop if he needed it, that my wife used, and that was kind of it. Like there was no laptop until he was in. I mean, I think he was in like 7th grade, 8th grade, and he needed it for school. Like that was the thing he needed for school. Now he used a tablet at school when he was in like 3rd or 4th grade. But that was the school's tablet. He didn't bring it home, and nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I would. I don't know that I'd do a laptop
because, like, I remember.
Well, that's kind of why I'm saying there's nuance to it, though, Grid, because like with my son, like what he was getting into, the coding, he would have to hook up to a serial cable and then hook it up to the robot that he was programming. So you know, I kind of like I had to, we couldn't bring them all into the house where I had my desktop. So
There's also,
you know, I had to do that to some degree, but I think there's a lot of nuance that goes into when and where and why, you know,
I think
and
it's
at
very
what
subjective
age.
too. Like some kid is
Sure.
going to be more prepared at 11, where some kid, you know, at 13 still can't trust him.
Shit,
Right,
18.
right. I know that's fair.
Yeah. 18. Some kids don't get into that trust field until they're in their 20s, you know? I mean, it just depends.
Well, they
35,
got
I didn't grow up yet.
so
Like
so-
my 8-year-old son, he is very into the planets. He's in the space and solar system and stars. Like he knows asteroids, he knows planets, he knows what's on them. Like he knows more about space than I do today. Like things that you would learn in high school, if not in college, you know? And he wants these apps where he can access like these files to create his own solar systems and stuff like that he can't access on his tablet, which is kind of weird. Like there's a lot of apps you can't access on tablets that, you know, you have to have yeah. And that's what he wants, because I've watched him. He is so like he sits there and questions me about certain things, and I tell him, and he's like, "No, you're wrong." And then he explains to me. He shows me and explains to me where I was wrong in my answers.
So I've got 3 children, a 21-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and every single one of them's different. Like you know, one of them's a retard, and the other one's super smart, and then the other one's just normal, right? And they're all like different levels of like responsibility or whatever. And so you can't like have a blanket when's the right time, because every kid's totally different.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
That's where I'm at, because I have an 8 and 7-year-old. They're a little bit less than a year apart, so they've kind of grown up in like a twin aspect, you know. So they're the same size almost as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's kind of a twin aspect where if you give one kid something, the other one's going to complain. Even if you give them something that they don't want, you know, they're going to complain because you gave the other kid something.
Well, that's because you're allowing them to complain about it. Like
No,
I told my
don't.
yeah,
No,
no,
I don't.
no,
There's been
you've
many,
got to be
many
to some
times.
degree, because I didn't do that with my kids, right? I made sure they understood if they complained, they like about something that their sibling got, they were going to lose something, or they were going to have
No,
a timeout.
I have done that as well.
Because
I've done exactly what you said.
when one of them has a birthday, their birthdays are really close together. They're like 2 weeks apart and 2 years, right? So like if one of them gets something, the other one doesn't feel like they got something of equal value or monetary or what, I would be like, all right, well, you lose the gift that I got you. That's it. That's all there is to it. You know, I mean, if you're gonna bitch and complain about it, you lose it, and they stop that shit. They don't do it anymore, right? Because they don't want to lose shit.
Well, it's kind of hard when you have the kids. It's almost like they're almost the same age, like a little bit less than a year apart, right? They're the same age. Like my kids are the same age for
I get
17
that.
days.
Yeah.
But just give it to one of them and say that's the favorite.
Yeah, they'll just fight it out. So I'm not really sure how long Vibe's going to be. I was kind of hoping that he would have, you know, he was just going to go figure out why his daughter was crying and then come right back. He looks like he might be a minute. And Tyler, I think he's on that stream that you were on, and they're just now starting his debate, which it won't go long. They're not
like 30 minutes. That was the second platform. Yours was first. Second platform where I got 2 wins on my first and 1 debate on my first debate.
That's awesome.
It's fun.
And,
Come for me.
Pentuple and Gibbs are over having a Twitch stream, doing some weird shit, but whatever. So I guess let's see. I need a judge. All right, for who would like to debate?
I'll go whenever.
Everybody wants to debate. Yes, that's awesome.
I can't really judge because I'm a mediocre debater. So
I can judge twice.
No,
I'm a
you
shit
don't.
debater.
And
I suck at debating.
I suck at debating
Let the-
too.
let-
So
we
I
would-
just-
all
Let the
right,
chat be the third judge.
everybody wants to debate. What? Somebody throw out some topics. Let's see what we got.
Genetic editing for human enhancement. That's a good topic.
Yeah.
Genetic editing for human advancement.
Enhancement.
Yeah.
Like to enhance your.
Against.
Are you
I'd
okay?
be
So are
against.
you talking about chips and brains?
No, it's talking about like if you are
Designer babies.
if you are if you're if you're
Like
pregnant,
CRISPR.
going out and having a doctor resequence your child's genes so that they
Yeah.
are
Yeah, I don't know about that.
stronger, faster,
Oh, I got good arguments against it. Lots of them.
more attractive.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Doesn't seem like a good idea, but yeah.
Great
No,
idea.
it's a horrible
It
idea.
does not, in fact, seem like a good idea.
I take it. No,
Yeah, I'm against.
Take pro. Let's.
What
Mark,
about climate
Vibe is back.
engineering?
Jump on up, Vibe. We're ready to go.
What about what?
No rebuttal. You can come up and judge. I see
Climate
you out there.
engineering. Oh, go ahead, Grid. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No. Vibe's back, so he's ready to. He's ready. He's going to come back up. Mo rebut. The link is pinned, so you may come up and be a judge.
I got one.
You out there?
I got a prompt. This is rolling around TikTok.
Yeah.
You should, if you find out that your friend cheats on their significant other, you should dump that friend.
So
What?
pro code. We're going to debate pro code.
Essentially.
Why would
That
you?
sounds like what Speakeasy just spoke about like a couple days ago.
Why would you drop your friend for doing what everybody does?
I've never done that. I'm a
Oh,
good boy.
I've dropped friends for cheating on their wife. Yeah.
There you go.
everybody cheats.
No, not everybody.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't dump a friend, but
So-
no, I don't cheat.
It's a hard absolute claim to make.
Coffee
Also.
break while we get everybody up. Mo rebuttal. Come on up, buddy.
I got a question. Indian Jesus, are you Mexican or are you really Indian?
I'm really Indian. I'm half. I mean, my family's from the Caribbean, so I'm mostly West Indian, but ancestrally,
So you're
my
not
dad's-
really Indian Jesus.
ancestrally, my dad's family is Indian, going way back, and then my mom's family is mainly Chinese with a little bit of Japanese. But yes, I am half Indian.
That's a long way to tell us that you're like some kind of. All right. I'll accept it. All right.
Yes,
He's a dot Indian, not a
That's, yeah.
not a feather
He
Indian.
sounds American to me.
Well,
goddamn right.
And then I have another question. Cleaner, I know you're having the PFD
Mo
right now and you're
rebuttal
muted.
up in the house. Check
What's
out
up,
that
Mo?
flannel, folks. Check.
Cleaner, where did you get your name from? Are you like a cleaner or something? Like I don't know what that means, man.
He works for the CIA.
Yeah, he cleans up those messes that the government doesn't want to.
I'm kidding. He doesn't work for the CIA.
He's a Fed. We all know it. It's okay.
This is why.
We've accepted who he is.
I just call him a Fed all the time for no reason.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's up? Check out that flannel.
Nice to meet you.
What's up with that?
Yeah. I have a whole collection of flannel. Keeps me warm.
I had to get coffee. Absolutely had to. Marte,
Oh, so you missed us talking
from-
about you for the last 2 minutes?
from the train, from
He
from
heard
the
it.
death train, from the death train. It came at 4:09 in the afternoon, and the guys that loaded the bodies up were called the cleaners.
Oh shit. I love
Goodness.
that, man. There's some lore to your name. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've actually had it for a long time.
I've been kind of like slow rolling this deal tonight because I'm missing my average debate enjoyer dude, and we're waiting on him to get here. I know you guys were over there on what's his face's panel.
Confluent.
I'm sorry that you
Hey,
all
hey,
had to do that because
Confluence, my homie.
Did you
because
win?
Lift you up.
I actually went and did. I was a judge on Horseradish's channel, and the lefties trying to talk righty points about drove me to drink, and I've never drank in my life.
Well, me and Jesus, we both won. I just want to point that out.
Dilly to
Well,
you, brother.
okay, so here's the thing. Of course,
Let's
you
go, Trey.
won. You were righties making righty arguments
There we go.
instead of lefties.
Excuse me. I have to correct
whining.
the grid. Confluence is not a conservative. There's a whole.
Oh, I'm a
clip about this on my
communist,
channel.
right? I'm a communist, right,
Oh,
Beth?
have you not seen
You're
my
not a
clip?
communist.
All right, next prompt is Confluence
Oh, have you not
a
seen it?
communist?
I'm sending it.
Debate
Actually, that-
amongst yourselves.
That is actually a solid prompt. I'm not gonna lie. That's a solid prompt.
Sounds like fun.
Can I be the judge on that one at least?
No, absolutely not.
And yes, I did unmask you for the communist that you are, sir.
You
Why is he a
did. okay.
communist?
I did. I can't.
Why is he a
believe
communist?
Because he wants to, like, ditch the societal norms and go live in a commune that's off grid and
Yeah, and every other word of his mouth is comrade this, comrade that. I heard it.
That's
He
true. I do
doesn't
call a
wanna-
lot of people a comrade. That is true.
Yeah.
I have the
Character
clip.
flaw.
I have the clip.
Well, a debate
That
over,
sounds a lot
I
like
guess. Beth
character
wins.
assassination.
Look, some
Where's
communes
Vibe
are
at?
fine.
I said he
A
was
commune could be
back.
conservative.
But he has not gotten back up here yet. Where is Vibe?
I have no idea.
He's out there.
Confluence would be a good judge, Grid. He's got a good head on his
I like
shoulders.
I like the
You
idea of
think
Mo
so?
Rebuttal judging. He seems very stalwart.
I can be.
And he's not
There you go,
degenerate.
that's
Sorry,
good.
look. So I have you, Anson, who's a degenerate. I have Cleaner, who is, just ridiculously straight laced, and I have Mo Rebuttal, who's somewhere in the middle, who has a stern countenance. So, feel like
Good mixture.
feel like I'm
Okay.
covered.
Just full disclosure, I'm not a degenerate. I just play one on YouTube.
Right.
That's what they all say. That's it. They all-
That's exactly what a degenerate would say.
So you're
Yeah.
a conditional degenerate. That's what you are. Okay.
Yeah, it depends
Got
on
it.
how many women are in the room.
That
Probably.
seems to be accurate.
That's valid.
Actually, exactly where I was
you know
going
what? I can attest
Opportunistic
to that.
degenerate.
because it seems like we're all somewhat right leaning, and I'm not really.
Yeah, there's no
interested in
real
having a
lefties
religious
on the
debate right
panel.
now. So,
I have a
like,
real
maybe
hard
a
time.
men and women thing.
See, I would
You
like
hear that, Beth? No real lefties on the panel.
I
So
would
Grid
like
is
to
just saying,
say-
I'm not a
I'm
communist.
assuming. I don't know.
You heard it.
But it
Confluence is
seems
not a
like
communist.
he
Confluence-
hasn't
Beth
seen the
just
clip yet.
had that Confluence made her in one of her first debates. Confluence made her waste 30 minutes
Oh,
talking
God.
about historical Etruscan some nonsense that I don't even remember. And I
want-
ended up having this is one of the few times I've actually stopped the debate and said, "What the fuck are we even talking about here?"
What did he keep saying to me? Stop shaking your head. Stop doing something. Beth, why do you keep covering your face? Stop covering your face. Because I kept just going.
I
Yeah,
just-
I remember that. I remember that.
That's all. I
He
want.
said it like 50 times. It's like, I'm going to bash my forehead off my keyboard in a minute. If you keep this going, stop it. Stop it, sir. You're wrong.
Anyway,
I'm full
Mo
of
Rebuttal. I think this is the first time you've been on my show. How the hell are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you having me up. Look
man.
forward to seeing some debates here.
Yeah,
And judging them
have you watched
harshly.
the show before? Do you
Oh,
understand our process and all that?
It's nice to meet
I,
you.
I think so. You have you set up the debates, and then you have a panel of judges that go in and take a vote.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that. It is exactly that simple.
Yeah.
It's so easy. A caveman can do it. Unfortunately,
That's right.
we're fresh out of cavemen. The Etruscans got them. That was a shot at Beth, and she didn't even like flinch.
Okay.
I'm used to it now. I'm used to it.
That's good. That's good. All right, Vibe, are you going to make it back? What's up?
Especially coming from the benevolent patriarchy.
Yeah,
The patriarchy is benevolent.
indeed.
Sounds
It
like-
has to be. Otherwise,
It has to be. Yeah.
there would be none of you.
Vibe is off somewhere cosplaying as Ned Flanders or Bob's Burgers. You just take your pick. It's one of them. So, but hopefully he'll be back. We'll see.
I like Vibe. Vibe's all right. He's good people.
Yeah, he is
Good
people.
vibes.
Good vibes. That's right. That's where he took his name from.
Archer fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him on a few panels before. I think I've been on a few with him. He's always seemed pretty easygoing.
Yeah. So it is true that I believe everyone here is right leaning. And the reason for that is because apparently I can't really get. Well, we seem to have a shortage of leftists.
Pure cope.
May
I make a suggestion? May I make a suggestion,
Yeah,
Grid?
go ahead.
You might want to consider the reason partly might be because you have that giant flag behind you. You might want to put up a pride flag. Then you might actually get some people to come in.
No, I look like a trans woman and they still won't talk to me.
I love it, Mo. I love it.
There you go.
You know what?
Also, the guns,
That's
big
fair.
no. You got to put that down too, man.
It's not just the flag, it's the guns.
They're meant to be trigger objects.
I thought that would have
story.
triggered him and made him come at him.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
Funny story is I used to have a background. I still have it. I had a background up that had a big banner that said, "Bad choices make good stories," and I still didn't have any liberals come on.
It's very true. If you think about it, you get around with like your guy buddies and you're having a beer. You're always talking about like when something went wrong, some
Yeah, when
crazy
something fucked
story.
up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You think that fucked up? Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you go to the most horrific shit you've ever heard in your life.
Right, and it can get pretty dark pretty quick. So I have a buddy of mine who we joke with him about that. He should not use chainsaws anymore because he's literally.
Some men shouldn't. Yeah, some guys really shouldn't.
They just,
I'll be
I think he's, and so he's cut into his leg with a chainsaw. He has been impaled by by a baling spear off of the baler on his tractor. It went through his leg, and he's like, I'm like, are you sure you want to be a rancher? I just have to ask because it seems like that it's probably going to kill you.
I thought I had bad luck. My ex-husband told me I should stop playing with the chainsaw after I got it stuck in the same tree twice.
Yeah, where I'm at, I have to fell trees quite often, and there's been many times where you make a cut, or I go to put myself in a position, and I go, I'm out here by myself. I'm gonna reposition this.
I should mention.
I really need to rethink this.
I should mention when the kids called him to come home, I was in the tree, tied to the tree, cutting the limb that I was sitting on, but I was closer to the trunk, so I wasn't on the part that was going to fall. So I was at least that smart.
Oh, okay.
But I
There
did
you
get
go.
it stuck up in the tree. It got pinched, and I learned about cutting from the bottom first. After the second time,
I think I got
cut
another
that.
debater for you, Grid. Somebody else is going to be getting up here soon.
Yeah, I feel like Gibbs, Admiral Gibbs should jump up.
Oh, Admiral Gibbs.
Yeah, let me know. I'll jump in the next one. I don't even care at this point. So,
yeah, I think that Jesus really needs to debate though, because he looks Indian.
Marte's chomping at the bit. Let's get them going.
Who's that?
Marte's dying to debate. Let's get Jesus
Marte and who?
and Jesus.
No, Thump and Weevil. He
And
needs to get shown up by a woman. Put him in his place.
I was just on his live the other night, so I don't know.
yeah, Mo Rebuttal and Buffy Weevil almost won my game the other night. So it's pretty cool. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I almost won it, so I don't know. I don't know if I can fight him on anything.
All right, let's. I don't have a problem with Marte and Indian Jeebus going after it.
Did you just Jeebus?
I
Yeah.
did.
Jeebus.
I like Jeebus better too. I hope you don't mind.
Indian Jeebus.
Well, he has a sense of humor, so yeah.
I would prefer to stay away from like just straight up atheist versus Christian type thing.
Sure.
But if we if there's something that would be
Of course.
inspired by that, like something about values.
I try and stay
principles,
out of the
unity.
theological realm for the most part on my show, mainly because
Theology, anyways.
I don't. Yeah, Marte doesn't do. We do actually have Orthodox people who can come on who cannot, or I mean, they can, but they should not, ought not, debate.
Right, they need a blessing.
Theology. And I personally don't. I don't debate theology because I'm not. I don't feel like I'm qualified to debate theology. I'm not a preacher. And I didn't go to seminary. I didn't.
The closest I ever get to it is I'll speak to like church history and like historical events and things like that, but that's about it. Like that's as much as I dip into it.
We Greg picks on me for the esotericism because I know the history, but I stay away from the scriptural battle.
Yeah, I'll have conversations about it, but I only really like to engage in the theology side of things whenever you can show how it actually affects society or what we're doing in the world. When there's a debate outside of theology, because I'm definitely not an apologeticist.
Yeah, you don't really need to be, get a blessing to talk about how ridiculous the church is, though. I mean, you can do that without like any kind of backing whatsoever. You don't need a theology degree to point out all the flaws in the mythology of Christianity.
Thank you, Anson.
Anson's making that up. He's actually.
So, what about as a debate topic, the death penalty?
Nah.
That has
been done so many times. This is not verbal combat. We don't have pedestrian ass prompts. I'm sorry.
The degenerate prompts are the funniest.
I disagree.
What
with that.
about reparations for historical injustices?
I think we'd all agree on that.
How about this?
I disagree on that.
How about this? I've got a list. Who is doing? Who is blocking a Russia-Ukraine treaty more, Putin or Zelensky? And you guys, you guys don't know? Okay, I could do that one. How about?
I'm a conceptual guy, not so much.
How can communities reduce gun violence while respecting individual rights?
Say that one more time.
How could communities reduce gun violence while respecting individual rights? That's actually an Anson Knowles prompt.
So what that just sounds like a question. How is that? What would be the affirmative or negative?
Yeah. Well, you would debate how that could happen.
I've never even shot a gun.
I mean, your answer may be issue everyone a shotgun. Your answer may be neighborhood watch. I don't know. Anyway, all right, we can move on. I got more.
What about, can I offer one, Grid?
Go ahead.
What about cultural appropriation versus cultural exchange? Meaning, like, where's the line between cultural appropriation and cultural exchange in fashion, music, and media?
Again, I don't think cultural appropriation is a thing. So,
should the voting age be raised to 30?
Ooh, if I'll do, we should raise it to 25.
Raise it to 200, please.
It isn't a debt, Nansen.
Do I hear 300? Do I hear 400?
500.
The right to vote should be restricted to those who prove they have something to lose and something to gain by playing the political system, by getting into politics.
Yeah. Yep, agreed.
It just shouldn't be somebody because they turn an age and they can do whatever.
Why are you not up here, Emmett?
Emmett, join. Come on.
I think he's saying too much. I'm just kidding.
Should AI art be considered real art?
No.
Yeah.
I'd say no.
No.
Why not?
Why not? Because it's generated by.
Actually,
it's not. There's no depth to it.
Sorry, Greg. Tell me to shut up if I'm like being annoying. I'm just throwing out ideas.
What if you spend your entire life programming
this is
the
actually
AI?
kind of how it works.
But a lot of these people that are programming AI are not going to program into art into it.
The problem is that these guys are going to agree on a lot because they're both coming at it from a right perspective. That's why when you're proposing these topics, you have to think about There's somebody just killed Cleaner. What'd you do?
Fucking Adam in chat. I couldn't help it. I glanced over and caught his comment, man.
Right. I see it. I got it.
It caught me off guard completely.
Right.
So, Monte, what's something that you think is like a problem with atheism specifically, not leftism, but not having a belief in a God? And we can go to use that as a grounding, and then go on to something philosophically connected to that.
I think transformer ideology.
Oh, again, that's left wing.
Yeah. You see why it's hard to deal with this? I mean, it's like
should junk food be taxed like cigarettes?
Is social media turning us fake and empty?
I could argue no. I could argue no.
You can argue no. Can you argue yes?
Wait, say that again, Greg.
Is social media turning us fake and empty?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
And you can argue against that.
Do it, Lutch. Do it.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to think because.
All right, just think, and I'll come up with some other ones. Is modern education capable of making us smart?
I think modern education has influenced most of us.
I'd say yes.
Today.
Yeah.
You think it can make us smart?
Good.
It doesn't make you smart. It makes you.
No, all right, actually, let me.
Well,
do you think it's capable of making us smart?
Well, it's the same thing. But what if you say that what about public education is something that we should support? I don't know.
I think we all went through the same kind of education, so it's kind of standard where everybody comes from.
Oh no, it's got.
I went to a military school.
If you went to public schools, then yes, we've all kind of learned from the same basics in a sense.
No, I went to a military school, and I have to tell you that every public school educated person I've ever met has been dumb as a fucking rock unless they learned on their own.
Yeah, well,
I'm getting personally attacked right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Don't worry.
It's gotten worse too. It's gotten a lot worse over the decades. I mean, my kids are 24 and 17, and let me tell you, just between those two ages, there is a marked difference.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between public schools inside of the system too, right? Like I'm in Alabama, and the black schools suck, and the white schools are good. So,
how about
I'm in South.
Philosophically, is it worth?
Kids are white, and they go to schools with mostly Hispanic people.
Philosophically, is it worse to scam a rich person or to guilt trip a poor one?
I'd say guilt trip a poor one.
Say it one more time.
Philosophically, is it worse to scam a rich person or to guilt trip a poor one? In other words, to relieve a rich person of their money or to make a poor person feel bad about being poor, so in the idea that they will be better.
Beth, you've got an echo.
I think it's the poor person, like 100%. Like they're already poor. They know the
come up with that, Greg?
Struggles.
I'm sorry?
I said, did you just come up with that? That's such like a random fucking question.
Yeah, I have a bunch of prompts. Anson's given me some, a bunch of other people, but I also just randomly come up with prompts.
I think that black people should have a moratorium on dating black women for a while.
You know what?
No, I'm serious about that. I'm serious. Yeah.
Again.
Okay, Lutch, you can do that one, surely, right?
I think you're just gonna have to assign a debate grid. Just put two people.
What was the last one? One more time.
Point. And we also keep discussing the prompts too much.
You know how this
Oh
is done?
man, this is hot. Is it more unethical to fake a pregnancy or to fake a death?
Okay, I think
I fucking love all
Breaking
these
Confluence is
Fake a
fucking
pregnancy.
great out there.
You're such good
Right.
bro.
I'll take that.
Line out,
You're
buddy.
so unhinged. You're all unhinged, but in a good way.
Faking a pregnancy, I would say, would be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, pregnancy
take
would be
that.
worse. I think.
Pregnancy would be
But
worse.
take
Hold on
that-
now.
take it- but so if I were a rich person, and not saying that I've seen this happen or anything, but if I were a rich person and I didn't want to be married anymore, and I also didn't want to go through a divorce, and I say like, you know, pretended to fly my plane into the ocean and you know, not die, and you know, was found living years later in Mexico. Not that I know anything personally about this, but is that worse than faking a pregnancy to trap a person into a marriage?
You're faking another life. You're still you. You're still you at the end of the day.
All right, so let's do it. I'll take it's worth
I'll take
worth
fake-
to
yeah.
scam.
You want to do that one, Mark? Today?
Yeah, faking a death being worse.
Faking a death is worse. You think faking a pregnancy is worse? Lutch. Sorry.
Oh no, I was saying I could.
Oh, you're on my.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I got you're
So
you're on
close.
you're
I
on
thought-
Team Grid on that one.
I
got
thought
you.
somebody. Well, that's why I said I
Doesn't make
changed my
us-
mind.
Oh, on that one? Oh,
Yeah, because I was like,
That,
I was
pregnancy
going to
is
just
worse?
talk about how like internet can be good, but the prompt is could. So yeah, that doesn't matter. But yeah,
All right. Are you a bigger coward if you dodge a fight or a tough conversation?
ooh, I'll take the conversation.
Conversation, because that usually leads into a physical fight, right?
Not always.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say usually.
If you can't,
You know, I know what I'm doing wrong here. What I'm doing wrong here is they don't have everybody in the back.
If you can't do the conversation, it.
Yeah. But
like,
we
or
don't
if it's
litigate the
it
debate
doesn't
before
lead
the
to the
debate. That's so all right. So this is what I made. This is my mistake. I get the two people who are going to debate, and then I send everybody to the back.
I was gonna say that.
way,
Yeah, you should.
Nobody can litigate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Good luck.
It's all right. It's my bad. I was like, why is this not working? This should be working, and it's not. And I was like, what the fuck? This is not working. All right, there we go. Okay, so, is that a decent prompt for you guys, or what?
Which one?
I think we were on the same side for that.
Dodge a fight or dodge a tough conversation?
I said conversation.
Yeah, I'd say conversation too.
All right. Okay. Is it worse objectively or subjectively? I don't care. Is it worse to fake a disability for benefits or to fake a smile for bigger tips or even to get a better job?
I would say
disability.
First one is worse. Yeah.
First one's
Yeah.
worse.
Agreed.
You guys agree a lot.
That's what I'm trying to
That
think.
was an obvious one.
If we
I feel
go,
like.
if we go, I mean, how about this? Gay marriage was the beginning of the slippery slope into the LGBT craze. I would say it is not.
Well, actually, feminism was, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's an argument, Cred.
Let's see where we're at here. Are the newer parenting expectations helping or harming kids? And neither of you guys are parents, so that's a tough
Yeah,
one.
I don't know what parenting.
I am. She turned 18 on the 9th last month, so yeah. Former parent, I guess.
I mean, you're still a parent, but it's been a minute, right?
So, so where do you stand on that?
As far as parenting, I think old school parenting is better than new parenting.
Agreed again. I'm trying to think.
Devil's advocate, not much at all. I see.
Yeah.
Half Indian Jesus, because you said you're half, but I just went along with it just to be nice. But go ahead.
No, that's why I brought up the gay thing. I'm trying to think of, without arguing religion, things that we would be, even though politically we're aligned, that we wouldn't be aligned philosophically. So
how are you not? Anyways, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Moral philosophy, baby.
I think you guys are going to be on opposite sides on this one. Is pornography and prostitution the same thing?
Yes, it's the same thing.
They're the same thing. Yeah, okay. I'll say no. They're not the same thing.
Say no?
Let's do it.
There. Let's do it. All right. So that was hard. I should have just started with the the topics first, and we would have gotten there better. All right. So who is the affirmative that they are the same thing? That's Marte, and you're saying they're not. Okay, Marte, you go first. Start talking when you got your minute. When you're ready for your minute, and we'll go.
Pornography and prostitution are two sides of the same coin. Both involve the commodification of sexual acts for financial gain. You're giving sexual satisfaction and satisfaction, and you're getting paid. The core of this argument lies in their shared transactional nature. This is talking about ethical implications and societal impact. So right now, transactional nature, exploitation, and consent, both of them involved. Objectification, both people are objectified, and also there's harm too. Both pornography and prostitution reduce human beings to objects of sexual gratification, reinforcing harmful societal attitudes toward intimacy and gender. Both of them can ruin marriages as well too. Legal and ethical parallels too. In many jurisdictions, prostitution is illegal due to concerns about exploitation, trafficking, and decay. While pornography can be legal, raises similar ethical questions. The line between the two is arbitrary. In conclusion, pornography and prostitution are fundamentally equivalent because both involve the exchange of sexual acts for money, often under exploitation conditions. Both contribute to the commodification of sexuality. Go ahead.
All right, Lutch, start talking when you're ready.
So I would not disagree with nearly anything that you said. The prompt is not are they both bad? It is are they the same thing? And no, they are not the same thing. I think the biggest thing that I could point at is the money exchange. Maybe you don't visit, but P-Hub is free. So there is no exchange of money there. They are both bad. They are both having to do with sexuality. But there's a reason that one is called prostitution and one is called corn. They are similar, but they're not the same thing. I'll concede my time.
26 seconds left. All right. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. Remember, guys, I want a nice, clean fight. No hitting below the belt. Try and keep your ad homs to a minimum. All right. And just one of you start talking when you're ready.
Yeah, they're both the commodification of sex. I think that when you take something, you're giving away sexual gratification for money, i.e. that's my definition of what prostitution is, which happens to be in alignment with what porn is. Can you tell me how that's not the same thing?
In line doesn't mean the same thing. Would you be confused if somebody said, I went to go see a prostitute versus I went and watched corn? Would you be confused as to whether somebody went and paid somebody face-to-face? Or which one did which, or would you very clearly know this person did one thing and this person did another thing? They're not the same thing. They are very similar. They are both bad. They're not the same thing.
They're the same thing because I could say that I watched a prostitute do something, whereas I engaged in a prostitution event. They're the same thing because I can watch a drug deal go down, and then I can also be a consumer of drugs. They're the same thing. Can you tell me how that's still a distinction, both of them being different?
I just did. One, if there's a reason that they
Didn't
are
hear
different.
that. One's watching, one's participating in prostitution.
Okay, so is watching TV, is watching a football game the same thing as playing football?
So if I pay,
is watching football is watching football the same thing as playing football?
It's still football. You realize that makes my argument, right?
Same thing.
It's still football. So watching football
I know it's still
and
football.
participating in football, it's still football regardless.
I watched a football game and to
Right.
say I played a football game. Is that
Correct.
the same thing, or are those
If
different
I pay
activities?
if I pay a
Why are you running
prostitute
from
to
the
come to
question,
my
brother?
room, if I
They're
pay a
different or
prostitute to
same?
come in my room
Different?
and she grinds on my
Same or
lap
different?
until I bust,
Same
is
or
she
different
still a
or different
prostitute?
or same? You're just rambling. Are they
Same
different
thing.
or are they same?
Same
So-
thing, but can I?
Okay,
can
I
you
just
answer
want to
my
make sure I got
question
you
now,
clear.
too?
I just want to make sure I got you clear that you're saying watching a football game and playing a football game are the same
Still
thing.
makes it football. Yes, it still makes it football. So back
I
to my
mean,
question.
I think I mean
Still
take
makes
the
it-
rest of the time, brother.
No, what you were
Obviously-
talking about is you're saying does
Obviously,
this change
playing
the
football and
consumer
watching
from not
football,
being a
even though
John?
they're both football, are two very different things.
No,
I've never
you're
played in the
still a
NFL, but
football
I watched a
watcher.
bunch of NFL. I've
Is
never
the
bought, I've
person
never
still a John
fought in a
if they
cage,
pay
but I've watched a
OnlyFans
lot of
worker?
UFC.
You're now talking over me. Can I? I'll wait till you're done so I can talk.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, is this person still a John if they paid to see it or pay to engage in it? Are they still a John?
Yeah.
Are they still a consumer of prostitution?
Yep. Well, if they're if the same,
yes,
wait.
you're right. Okay, cool.
If you
All
want
right,
to take a win
both
that I
are
didn't understand the question,
transactional.
if you want to take a win that
Right.
I didn't understand the question, go for it. But if you'd like to actually get an answer, the situation where they're both Johns, one person's doing what and the other person's doing the other.
Doesn't change the behavior of them being transactional and engagement of prostitution. Can you tell
Okay,
me what's
so-
the distinction?
Fine. So then they have a shared property where if somebody is engaging in these activities, then they are a John. That doesn't mean it's the same thing. I can be a
So,
football
okay.
fan and never have played a football game, and someone else could be a football player and also be a football fan. But we are not the same person. We are not the same thing.
Right. I'm a fan of prostitution, but I only pay to watch it. How is it not prostitution?
I
Can you tell me how?
don't pay to watch it. That was the thing in my
Right, so
opening
you're
that you
not a
brought up.
consumer
Paying.
then.
It's
Correct.
free,
So
baby.
you don't participate in watching prostitution. People pay for prostitution. They will pay to see two people bang online. All you're doing is paying to watch the same thing. Can you tell me how there's a distinction between engaging in said prostitution? Because even your football analogy doesn't make sense.
Okay,
I
explain
could
why the
still
football
pay to
analogy.
watch football.
Explain to everybody why playing football and watching football are the same thing.
No, it's still the question.
You said I was
is
wrong.
that's a
Explain
false
it.
dilemma.
Explain it.
It's still football. Meaning, so
Nobody
I'll
said it
compare the
wasn't.
two.
Yes,
It's a
there's
false
both.
I'll explain why it's a false
Prostitution
dilemma.
and porn, there's both sex.
I'll explain why it's a false dilemma. If I bang a
Okay, so fine.
prostitute, in
Okay,
your,
so let me ask you this now. So
wait,
you're
hold
saying
on,
it's
let
the
me
same
finish
thing.
because you didn't give me a chance to finish my rhetorical response. So here's the thing, though. If I pay to watch, according to your logic, with me watching football, if I pay to watch prostitution, that doesn't make me a prostitute. If somebody
Correct.
watches football, it doesn't change the fact that football's still football. I'm just a fan of football. What you're talking about, that's why
You're
it's a
not addressing
disingenuous
the prompt.
distinction between the two.
You're arguing that these are bad things and they're similar. I'm not disagreeing that they're bad and that they're similar. The prompt is that they are the same. They are not
They
the same
are the
thing.
same,
I've
yes.
demonstrated that. I don't know how much clearly I can make it. Watching something and doing
Prostitution-
something. That's why watch is one word and do is another. That's why prostitute is one word and corn star is another.
So
They're different
I'll
things.
ask you a question. Can I give you
Even
a
though they have a
hypothetical?
lot of similarities.
I'll give you a hypothetical. If I pay a corn star to come to my room, or actually a prostitute to come to my room, and she grinds on my lap till fruition, no sex was done, is she still a prostitute?
Yeah. What does that have to do with the difference between the two?
There, I rest my. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Oh,
We
I
didn't
can't
have-
wait. I can't wait to hear the judges on this one.
This is insane.
I gotta take a
This is
picture
gonna
right
be
here.
good. We seem to be down somebody who is not here. Oh, Weevil. Weevil's not here.
I can hear you guys. I'll be right back.
Where did Weevil go? Anyway, all right. So just let me know when you are in the back. I'll try and keep my eye open. All right. I'm going to let the new guy, Mo Rebuttal, go first.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Okay, great.
Loud and clear.
So I thought Marte's opening was really strong. When it got to Indian Jesus' opening, he appealed to the prompt, which is completely fine. That's a valid way to go about an argument. And so when they got into the actual back and forth, though, in the hypotheticals and testing logic, I did feel like Indian Jesus kind of lost at a little bit of the rhetoric battle in there. So going off of the examples and the questions that Marte put to him and basically kept hammering him on, I'm gonna have to give it to Marte on this one.
Okay. Let's go to Cleaner.
Marte started out with a strong argument in his opening. He had an impact statement in there. He had evidence, and he had a claim, and he had some supporting arguments to reinforce it. So I gave him a full 5 points on his opening. Lutch, you missed the impact. You had a good, strong claim and a little bit of evidence there, and a subclaim. So I scored you out at 3 points on there. Now, during the meat and potatoes, y'all were pretty much going tit for tat, but I did see a control scheme here that Lutch had, where he kind of kept it on where he wanted it to be, which was a differential between porn and prostitutes or whatever, right? And he kind of kept it there. So it did give a more control type feeling where he held it in the area he wanted it to be at. And I mean, it was pretty close other than that. And so I'm giving it to Lutch on this one.
Thanks, sir.
All right. And Anson Knowles.
Well, again, this is a tough debate for me. Like the last one, I have a lot of really personal feelings about this. As a man who has, consumed a lot of pornography, made pornography, gone to strip clubs, and I've even bought prostitutes before. So, like, I've done all of that. And so, from my perspective, right, like, Lutch's argument was more fact based, based on my own lived experience. Watching a football game is different than playing football, and I thought that was a very, very good rhetorical, like a metaphor, right? That was a very effective metaphor. And in terms of my point scoring, right, like in the opening, Marte he pointed out, the similarities between pornography and prostitution, the transactional nature, the objectification, the commodification of sexuality. Like Marte's opening was spot on, but Mo, what you were talking about, what Lutch did was basically say, hey, but that's not what the prompt is. The prompt isn't, are they similar? It's, are they the same? And Indian Jesus basically just brought it back to the prompt and just stayed on that the entire time. And he was very effective in maintaining his consistency. And even though, I was biased in this, I'm going to have to, unlike last time, go with the person that I was actually biased for, because I actually thought that you did a better argument this time, India Jesus, than the last debate. So you won that one.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, come on. Watching football, playing football are not the same thing, Marte. You don't actually believe that.
So
Yeah,
can I respond?
I do think that was a strong case, and that's why I mentioned it. I do feel like the reason why it was very close, but the reason why I went with Marte was because of the hypothetical he posed about the prostitute coming and just like that fine line. And Indian Jesus did give ground on that, so that was the reason.
Indian Jesus, Lutch, I wish you would argue the fact that consuming corn, there's no interpersonal contact. You're never going to meet that person. You're not in the same room as that person. There's no contact.
No, he answered this. He actually answered this. So
yeah, when I didn't understand what you're saying, so take the win. Go ahead. Oh,
when I gave the hypothetical of the prostitute coming into the room and there being no interpersonal contact, is she still a prostitute? So he basically
if you're watching
conceded
porn,
that.
are you a John? If you're watching
I did not
porn, are you a John?
Do you know those rooms where you walk into and you watch the dancer from the other side of the glass? You're a John.
At home, on your laptop, on Cornhub, are you a John?
You're a digital John. Yeah, you're a digital John.
It's free. So it's
it's not.
Old line.
No, it's actually not.
You're paying for internet.
I can promise you that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Pornhub is not actually free. They do make money off of it.
There's a bunch.
One pay to play.
It's
a different
Money on ads, but that's not
right.
Hey,
So that's a difference between two similar things.
There's no.
They
Right.
are not the same.
I don't think ad rev is the same as like a quid pro
Again,
quo.
the purpose is not to relitigate the prompt. The purpose is to offer a critique of the arguments and how the debate might have been won. I don't know why we're so fucked up tonight, but we keep offering to relitigate the debate, and I don't know why. Maybe I just started us off on the wrong foot tonight. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Marte, I feel like that had you stuck more with it's a cash for sexual stimulation, and that's what makes it the same thing versus a physical versus non-physical interaction, I think you probably would have been a little bit more successful than you were. Asking, watching football and playing football obviously are not the same thing. And also, in general, people don't pay to watch football, as far as I know. I don't know though. I don't watch football. So
Everybody pays to watch football. A lot of people do. I mean,
I'm not up on that.
Football than it does to watch corn.
Yeah, you can do that for free. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
I don't watch that stuff, but I think that I think the equivalency that you were trying to draw just wasn't there, and I think you needed a different equivalency, and it would have been for me. Had I been judging, I probably would have sided more with you, and I think Lutch would have had a harder time making his case had you just stuck with, yeah, I get one's in person, one's in on video, but it's still pay for sex, and that's ultimately what it is. I also think that had you made the point that people often hire prostitutes, both male or female, not necessarily to have sex with, but for whatever deviant thing that their mind desires. And the same thing is true of pornography. And I think that's
a solid point.
I actually made that during my argument, but yeah.
The thing is that when you pick the wrong thing to really double down on, and that was live versus not live, and he was able to just constantly say, yeah, but there's no equivalency there. And he's right. He's absolutely right. There's no equivalency. One is in person, but you remove that when you say, yeah, but it's all and you, while you said it, you really didn't hammer the point home. It's all and for money, right? It doesn't matter. It's all the stimulation, and I don't even know that sex would be the right term. It's all stimulation for money. And
it's all sexual favors.
I said that.
Sure.
Yeah, I said that too. Yeah.
Well, I think you said it was a commodity, right? Which in my mind, that's what made the connection for me.
I'm not really sure. It didn't stand out in the argument. I would have made that the focal point of my argument, and in return, Hutch would have been able to defend against that, but it would have been a harder defense, and it probably would have made his argument look much more weak. Hutch, you did exactly what you needed to do with the arguments you provided. You just kept saying this is not the same, they're not the equivalent, and you can't prove to me how they're the equivalent. And you did a very good job tonight.
But I want to say one last thing, though. The reason why I think that it was a false hypothetical or false dilemma is because if you take the consumer out of it, is it the same thing? I would say yes. If you took the consumer out of it is still football. That's the reason why I was pointing it out, because the prompt says, are they the same thing? If you remove the consumer,
like street ball or something, like it's just a pickup game. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So if you take the consumers out of this and you just put the players in, it's still football.
If you sat on the sidelines and watched a football game, you did not play football.
I would have focused on who's doing the act rather than who's consuming it. If I were
but that's what I was talking about when he said the football analogy. The football players are still doing the act regardless of the consumer, whatever, right? It's still the same thing. Whether you're watching it on TV or not, it's still football. Just like prostitution, it's still prostitutes if you take the consumers out of it. And that was my actual argument.
If you take the consumers out of prostitution, you just have regular sex, which is what you have with football. If you take the consumers out, you just have people play. Right. So his analogy holds, though. His analogy holds.
Yeah, because then it's
remove the consumer.
Even if you boil it down, it's still the same thing. That's my whole thing.
Wait. No, it's not. Because look, anybody who's married has probably taken pictures with their significant other or done video with their significant other just for their own personal whatever.
We're kind of getting back off into the debate of things. Hold on.
keep relitigating this stuff, which is fine. You know, and no, it's fine. Look. Most of the time, it's fine after a debate is over to relitigate it, but we're trying to get through these to some degree, and really relitigating it doesn't help Marte become a better debater. What helps him become a better debater is this you did this tactic. That tactic is okay, but you should have done this tactic because that would have defeated Lutch's argument. Lutch honestly couldn't have done anything better with the arguments he was presented from Marte. He did exactly what he needed to do. These two things are not equivocal.
Sure.
And that's why honestly, that's exactly why Lutch won and Marte didn't. And this is just, you know, and that's helpful, right? Like that's good information for Marte. Marte will now take this back. And when he gets into the argument the next time, he can make those better arguments. But us putting our arguments out there, and I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying that when we, you know, we're not prepping these guys to go debate.
Same thing, yeah.
You know, prostitution versus pornography with, you know,
I did have that debate on Monday,
right.
That's
right. So I've got three things: one for Grid,
Sure.
one for Lutch, and one for Marte. Real quick.
Yeah.
Grid, the reason tonight has been a little more contentious is because Beth has been evolving as a debater and is more attacky right now. She's in that attacky phase.
No, she's always been in attacky phase.
No, she's definitely a little more of a wolf tonight. Lutch, work on your impact, because the impact will affect the audience a lot. Like if you can show how something affects people, they'll be more on your side when you're making a debate. You see what I'm saying?
Not really. How? Like, can you give me an example of like?
Sure. So like in the analogy of corn versus frosty toots, right? Whether or not it's the same thing. You could make an impact statement of like, well, if you're a woman and you're married to a guy, would you rather have your husband do like watch a little bit of corn, or you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It affects somebody, and so it's an impact to somebody, how it impacts society. So like something like that. Marte, watch your opponent when they're trying to control the conversation and hold you on something. If you want to take it somewhere else, sometimes taking a small conceit to something to move the conversation in a place that you want it to be at is a good tactic to get you out of a corner if you kind of feel like they backed you into it.
Or just be rude and talk over him.
Yeah, I felt like Indian was doing a lot of that, but yeah.
I mean,
A little bit.
like when my
Both sides a
questions
little
get
bit.
I think you guys were about equal on that area, but maybe Lutch was a little more aggressive tonight. I don't know.
I just get triggered when my questions aren't answered.
He held it where he wanted it really well. That was the thing.
Yeah,
that was the real big control side of it, and that's why I say.
Where did Thumping Weevil go? Is she not coming back? What happened with Thumping Weevil?
I'm not sure.
No clue.
No, I didn't see anything in the back chat where she said that she had. And Vibe isn't here. Where did Vibe go?
He said he had dad stuff he had to take care of.
Yeah,
earlier.
but he came back, and I thought he was done.
Oh, do I know?
Hey, Def Not has made it.
Cool.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Ma'am.
Not bad.
Okay,
So.
Marte, good having you on again, man. You did well. You got 2 debates in tonight. That's awesome.
Yeah, I took 2 L's tonight. Usually I don't take L's, but I guess whatever. It's
hey man, just keep refining, man. It's just all about sharpening the tools.
Debate,
right?
brother.
I like that Freddy Krueger thing you got going on over there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I like it.
And everybody has off days.
Real metal.
Beat yourself up. Like you're a really good debater.
Yeah, I usually don't take L's back to back though. This is weird for me. So my pride is taking a little bit of a hit tonight. So
that just means next time you're gonna smash it.
I don't usually
Hey,
go over my 75-pound dog, but it happens sometimes.
Let's get another debate. Come on,
Bro,
we gotta get rolling. We gotta get
got
rolling.
knocked down. You got good feedback. Move with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get back up. That's it.
All right. So, who do we want to see next, guys?
Where's
Let's
Emmett?
go.
Why is Emmett not? Well, Emmett's not here to fight with me, so I guess Confluence will have to do.
The rematch, Beth.
The rematch. We're gonna do 30 minutes on nonsense again.
Absolutely, we will.
No.
I would expect nothing less from myself
It
or
was very funny. Death Knot, do you understand how the game is played here?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
More or less. It seems like there's like you pick a topic and you put two people together and they sort of go back and forth for a little bit. And
Sure.
there may be a timer involved. I'm not entirely sure.
She'll
Yeah,
pick up fast. She's a fast learner. From what I see.
Yeah, so it's each person gets 1 minute to do their position or opening, and then we go to they get 5 minutes back and forth, and then we bring the judges up, and you are judged. Tonight, the judges are Mo Rebuttal, Anson Knowles, the simp himself, and Cleaner 409. So that's how we get down. Lutz has already taken a W, which leaves us with Beth and Confluence and you as the last active debaters. I don't know what happened to Thumping Weevil or Vibe. They were both here. And that's okay. We're fine.
It's late, anyways.
It is late. I normally would be already turning into a pumpkin, but we'll let it roll this time. All right, I'm going to throw everybody in the back, and just be cool, and we'll get this debate rolling. So
good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Oh wait, Confluence, you get to stay. Why did I do that? You get to stay, Confluence.
Is it me against Beth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I gotta fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do
Focus.
work in.
Jesus.
You're happy
Yeah.
to
Holy.
see me
I was
again?
not prepared. Not prepared.
Sunglasses in a debate.
Cheating. Take them off.
Rookie move.
Take 'em off.
Rookie.
My ring light. It bugs me. It triggers me.
So turn it off.
No, I'll be like in like 22 FPS.
You're not that
I
cool.
look like shit.
Anyway, all right. So
This is how webcams work. I don't know what to say to y'all.
your webcam is not very
Yeah,
good.
if I put down the lights, then the frame rate drops. That's just like facts. That's like boots on the ground's facts.
Why do you have to turn the lights off?
Because I'm saying the reason I have sunglasses is because I have like blinding lights, and if I shut the lights
Blinding
off,
lights. Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
like the weekend,
A weekend.
That's not. I'm sorry. That's kind of.
All right.
millennial reference.
I don't. Honestly, I don't care enough. What do you guys want to debate?
Social
You have to. Wait. What'd you say, Beth?
Something social. Let's see.
Okay. Sure.
Hmm.
Do you have a prompt in mind, Beth, or do you want Grid to hit us with?
I don't. I was waiting for Grid
prompt?
to start throwing some out there.
Yeah, Grid.
Did
Throw-
you have
throw it
one in
out.
mind, Confluence?
No, I didn't know I was.
You want a social
going against
topic?
Beth,
You want a social topic? For you two.
No theology,
Spent like-
please.
Yeah, we spent like
I'm begging
20
for
minutes.
no
trying to
theology.
decide on a.
Let me think here how to express this. I have one, but it's just like right there. I can't grab it. Socialism has encouraged feminism in the United States.
Yeah. Very obvious.
Da.
Probably.
Da.
I'm gonna say probably. That
Probably.
Any prompt that starts with socialism, I think we're both going to agree on. I have to think, even though
Okay.
Beth thinks I'm a communist, but
There we go.
See, you guys are communists.
To run off and join a commune makes you a socialist.
it absolutely doesn't. That's an insane prompt, but no, it absolutely doesn't.
It,
I don't know how Grid. What do
there,
you?
we go, Grid. There we go.
What's the
That's
prompt?
a kind of mental prompt in a way. But
Wanting to run off and join a commune. wanting to run off and join a commune because that's what you believe in makes you.
Hippie type commune? Do they still have those?
Yeah, they're called kibbutz over in the Middle East. And yeah, they have them. They have little. We have like a bunch of them where I am.
Hold on. Is this Cap Confluence? Did you really say you want to run off and join the hippies?
Yeah.
Not the hippies.
I have it.
A good conservative commune.
There's no such thing.
There is. There absolutely is. I will debate this.
You will debate it. All right. We got it. Who's
for
the
better or for
affirmative?
worse?
Who is the affirmative?
What was the prompt?
Yeah, let's nail down this.
I know what side I'm on.
Believe. Okay. Here you go. You're saying
Damn hippie.
communes are not socialist. Are not socialist programs, right?
I think they're not. Communes are not always socialist.
No. Either.
Well, I think obviously most communes are socialist. Obviously, I'm not going to disagree on that.
Commune makes you a socialist, or it doesn't, sir. Not
Right.
always. I learned that wiggle room problem. It's not happening again.
But then, okay, what's the? Because I would agree, most of the time you go after a commune, you're probably a socialist, but not all the time. So then maybe that's not a good prompt because I feel like we probably agree. I'm not backpedaling. Look, I'm saying I want to join a conservative commune. If you're saying that's impossible,
We can talk about conservative communes later. All right, let me.
Public schools are bad.
Well, that's a fucking.
He's like
tautology, of course. Yeah. What the fuck do you? How much of a communist do you think I am, Beth? Holy shit.
That's
Reevaluate
debatable.
My life choices.
That's debatable. Let's see. How much of a communist do I think you are? I don't know.
At least a 70 out of 100.
Let's see.
Tell me how you really feel.
Ooh,
Man, you guys have got me because I think that you guys agree on like a lot.
How about this one? Women supporting the tea movement is a response to forced doctrine.
I don't. The what movement?
The trans movement.
Response.
That sharing their private spaces and all that is just their way. It's just their response to forced doctrine.
No, I have to think about that for way more time than we have. We can do some trans thing, but that's I don't know. That's too variegated.
Do you believe in forced doctrine, Confluence?
Depends how it's defined, but not in the way Andrew Wilson believes in it. So maybe there could be a debate prompt from that.
Okay, define how you believe in forced doctrine.
Well, so I think like might does make right, and I think like forced doctrine is obviously a thing.
Might makes. Not always right. It just makes. Might makes.
Right, it just makes right. So that's the thing. So if that's what we mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. But I don't think, I don't want to like put words in your mouth, Beth. But but maybe there's a fertile debate topic in this. But like, I don't think that like
you cut out.
Your mic keeps
I cut out.
Yeah,
you cut out.
Okay, wait. Okay, my audio might have fucked me.
After you said, I don't think.
No, that was intentional because I just I had nothing to say.
Second, where?
Okay, is that better? Is that better?
That's echoing too loud now.
Gain.
Turn the volume down a little bit. It'll be fine.
Okay, wait. What about now?
That's good.
Okay. So I don't. What I disagree with Andrew, and I don't know what you think about this, Beth, is I don't think all males will band together, and I don't think the kind of male-centric thing that Andrew Wilson says, I don't think that is true or helpful or so I don't know if we can like get a prompt from that. But
well, hold on. Let me make sure that I understand where you're coming from. Andrew never says that all males will. He says hypothetically, if all males did, women couldn't do anything about it.
Right, but I would
even-
say, so I don't know if
and-
we can get a prompt out of this, but I would say that's just nonsense to say.
Well,
It
it's
would be
a
like saying,
hypothetical.
no, I know. So if that's all we mean, but I feel like Andrew maybe means more than that sometimes.
And to be honest with you, I mean, I would actually think that this would be a good debate topic, because even if you take the hypothetical and try and turn it into something and say that, you know, some men would not side with the rest of men for whatever reason, that still would not. That doesn't change the entailment that women. Yeah.
Right. I guess my stance is it's a nonsense hypothetical that has no bearing in reality or any future reality that we see. So I don't know if we can get a prompt from that, but that's my stance. It's like, yes, hypothetically, if males join together, obviously,
red
and
pill
if all people who have a certain muscle mass join together, they could force doctrine fucking everyone else. And
let's
that's
stop
like
wasting time.
tautologically true.
Stop wasting time. Red pillars are justified in their thinking. Yes or no?
That's way too fucking broad.
Yeah, it's way too vague.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with what he was just saying. Like, okay,
No, red pillars don't believe in force.
are men justified to think that, to feel or think that women are privileged? There we go. That's a good word, right? Privileged.
I mean, yeah, women are. That's the thing. You don't want to go into theological stuff, but yeah, obviously, women are privileged. Obviously, we're going to agree on that. We need
I
some like
actually
in the
Arthur
weeds
Dias
topic.
prompt. Should a woman be allowed to abort a pregnancy because she wants a boy and not a girl, or vice versa?
No.
Yeah, I figured you guys would be there. That's why I need more lefties, man.
Just throw something. I'll take the other side. No problem.
I don't know. You guys have got me kind of scrambled up now with the force doctrine thing. I just don't believe. I mean, literally, it's a doctrine. It's not really something to be debated. But the hypothetical is interesting.
So then you say the hypothetical is nonsense. What if I say that it is possible, and just even possible? Do you want to debate whether or not it's possible? A possible hypothetical?
Well, I agree. I think it's an unlikely hypothetical. So we could debate on that.
Okay,
I agree. 100% it's possible.
It's more likely than not. There, I'll take that side. Let's do it.
Okay, so what's the full prompt?
Men will band together and put women in their places using force doctrine. I say it's more likely than not.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. So I will take the negative one.
I'll take it. I'll make it work.
Okay. That's an insane prompt.
Hey, Jim Bob has rated us.
Oh, Jim Bob.
I think. I don't see it on my screen yet, but somebody said that he has. So that's awesome. Thank you very much, Jim Bob. That is wonderful. We are in the middle of a debate game show, and we're having some fun. What Fuck It Button has just donated $5 American. Men have a monopoly on force.
Pretty much what
Known
we're
as
about
force doctrine equals think you should make a prompt that makes Confluence argue his beta anti-force doctrine.
Don't read anything from fucking Button.
doing that right now. I'm on the affirmative.
Right. So
Let me know when I'm ready.
looks like junky version of Destiny. That's not nice.
Who said that? Wait, Grant, who fucking said that?
Bobby's ball bag.
Okay, I'm going after you, Bobby Ballbag.
You're going after Bobby's ball bag?
Yeah, that's my new like foe right now. Okay, Bobby Ballbag.
Oh man. All right. So we're gonna do this. Bobby Ballbags says, let's fucking go. He's ready for
go.
you. He's going after Bobby's ball bag. I just have to say it that way to be funny because it's fucking funny. All right, so let's go. Somebody define that prompt for me and the judges.
Wait, can we say the prompt? Who has the affirmative in this? Someone
I
help me
do.
with
I do. It's likely that men will bond together and use force doctrine to overthrow women. or sub
Okay.
or, yeah,
Overthrow.
put
Or
women
subjugate,
in their place.
I think is what you're saying.
Subjugate's a little too hard too. So put them in their place.
I got you. All right, guys. You know how this works. You're veterans of the show. I want a nice, clean fight, and no hair pulling, Beth. No smacking aviator shades off of anyone's face or anything like that, and absolutely no making fun of Confluence's facial hair. It took him a long damn time to grow that.
What? No, fucking
All right,
second.
let's go.
Throw this shit like
Are you
nothing.
ready? All right, Beth is the affirmative. She goes first, and let's roll. Just start talking. I'll start the countdown.
Due to feminism, abortion, the weaponizing of children that we see going on in today's society, it is becoming increasingly more likely by the day that men will bond together and actually use force doctrine to take back the power which they rightfully deserve as the great patriarchs that they are supposed to be. I think women have pushed their luck for too hard, for too long, and have been given this false sense of entitlement where men are just walked on, and it's shameful. There you go.
23 seconds left. Awesome. Very good. Confluence, you just start talking whenever you're ready.
All right. Okay. So the key word I think is likely, and it's not a question of like if men are harmed more or if women are harmed more or like who has a better say and stuff. But from what we've seen, feminism has gained more and more traction. So if we're talking about likelihood, we have to look at what has actually been happening. And it, to my chagrin and to Beth's chagrin, the feminists have gained more and more kind of land or space, and so I see no reason to think that suddenly men will all of a sudden turn around and be like, we're going to use the fact that we are males to suppress women. I would want to see, I guess, and we'll probably get into this in our 5 minutes, but I would really love to see an example where we think that is actually likely to happen. Again, not that it should happen, to be clear to my audience who is incredibly intelligent, but what is the most likely case? That's what we're talking about. And I see no indication that is likely that men will use their gender to suppress women, even if I think it should, even if Beth thinks it should.
That's time.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
The end.
All right. Again, nice, clean fight.
Okay.
And
don't pull my aviators off. Beth.
Would you agree with me right now that there is voting taking place in New York State right now that could in fact put someone in a political role who actually supports Sharia law?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that.
And Sharia law does involve the subjugating of women, correct?
Yeah, and you think that's going to happen like across the country, or is that like a New York issue?
I think it
that's
starts
definitionally a New York. It doesn't start that. It doesn't.
Everything starts somewhere. But why don't you tell me what is the magic number of babies being aborted that has to be reached before men finally say, "Oh my God, this is enough"? What's the magic?
It's not about a number. It's about, again, we're talking about likelihood. So I want to know your examples where men are bonding together based on their gender, based on them having XY chromosomes that they're going to go against women. I see no examples.
Are you familiar with
what?
Minnesota? I think it's in Minnesota.
I think it's in Michigan. I think it's in Michigan.
where they are implementing Sharia law across the entire town, right?
I don't know how do you connect Sharia law? Like obviously New York is going to do New York stuff and Cali is going to do Cali stuff.
Sharia
but
law.
how do you transpose that to all men?
Sharia law rises men to a position of power and
yeah. And do you think the whole nation is about to become Muslim? Like, is that your?
No, not at all. But what I do think is that every movement starts somewhere. And
right, but why do you? What's your even? Give me a loose hypothetical on how all men will bond together.
Where did feminism start, Confluence?
No, I want to know. I want to know a loose hypothetical, even if it's far from. I want to know a loose hypothetical on why all men would band together, or any historical examples.
And
you didn't. You talked about New York. You talked about a fucking liberal hellscape. Yeah. Well, wow. Welcome to the fucking liberal coast.
Before men take back.
That's not a hypothetical, Beth.
Yeah.
I want a hypothetical. How could this hypothetically happen where all men will align based on their gender? That's what I want to know.
Here's what it is that All right. Well, we already see it with the red pill movement. We have men that are bonding together. So it's not even a hypothetical anymore. We're seeing bits by bits in certain areas. You don't think that
Your extrapolation is like a small. Like how many people do you think identifies like red pilled or black pilled or in the manosphere? We all agree it's like a minority of people.
Because you agree too, right? That women have far too much power. That women shouldn't be allowed to.
They should, but Beth,
without
for any like Andrew Wilson, there is 5 Ryan the Radical Coders. That's just facts. That is just facts. That's boots on the ground.
Ryan is actually pro-life himself. Did you know that?
I don't give a fuck if he's pro-life. I'm saying he's not the kind of guy who's gonna bound together. And I want you to present me a situation where that's the prompt. Where do guys bind together?
If your partner was about to abort your child and you had no say in it, would you not want to fight for it and do whatever you could?
I don't know. Beth, square this fucking circle for me. Why are you going to abortion? I look, then fucking educate me.
Vision, truly. We're already.
If you want me, I'll take off the aviators. Okay, now I'm blind. So I am actually blind. So let's continue. Okay.
So they put up the idea. So the whole thing started as this hypothetical, but we are starting to see areas where men are coming together and really trying to put their foot down. So the idea that
that's not what I asked though. I asked you to give me a hypothetical where this could actually happen, where the men outvote the women and take back everything.
The idea that men will not reach the point where they do use force doctrine in order to stop the absolute craziness that is going on within our society is becoming more likely by the day.
I want to know a single example. Beth, I want to know
about to vote in this.
No, I don't give a fuck about New York and abortion. I want to know a single example where men band together based on their fucking chromosomes. Look, I wish it was the case, but it's fucking not the case. Okay, it is absolutely empirically not the case.
You bring up a fabulous point. There are actually some women within this country that also do support men's rights. And
oh yes, some. An incredible minority, but your burden of proof is to say that it is likely to happen. So you can't punt to like a 10% of women because most women support women's issues. Most women are feminists. So I want to see how we kind of cross that Rubicon where you think that men will band together based on their chromosomes, which again, when you have never seen.
When you have prisoners,
it's 5 minutes. There's no way that's 5 minutes.
Hey, it's time.
There's no way that's 5 minutes.
Please, God, let this stop, please.
No way that's 5 minutes. I'll do this with you.
My gosh.
That was like 30 seconds. That was 30 seconds. Grant, I think your timer is like fucking off.
My goodness.
I think your timer is like, it's not right. That's what I think.
Oh, God, good again.
I
Okay,
think that you think that 30 minutes is like 5 seconds is what my problem is. All right, listen. That was brutal. I feel bad for the judges. I apologize. I apologize to the audience. I apologize to everybody in advance.
Infringing on other people's rights because they're afraid to go to jail, but I think most people don't infringe on other people's rights because it's like a mutual thing where it's like people don't infringe on my rights.
We go to we go to
when it comes to
the
rights
judges first.
Someone else.
She thinks she's muted.
It's very few people are the ones that are like, oh well.
It does say she's muted. It does say she's muted.
There we go.
Not.
Yeah, it's just it's something about when you go out and come back in, you have to remute yourself. All right, so and she couldn't hear us because she is actually muting us. All right, Anson Knowles.
All right,
let's go with it.
Let's test this judging.
Yeah, so that was a super difficult debate to judge because there was so much.
I don't think it was.
Well, it was just a whole lot of like I didn't really feel like there were really good arguments. The only really interesting part of it, from my perspective, was Confluence, basically demanding examples, or examples having been demanded of when this situation actually occurred, right? Where there were men, banding together to oppress women, and the only the best example Beth had was Sharia law, which is a religious doctrine and not really like a male doctrine, because the women participate in it as much as the men do. And Confluence, you lost an opportunity by pointing out that both men and women are Islamic. So I mean, it's not really like a male thing. But that was your job to point out you didn't do it. You sucked at it. So Beth won.
Muzzle.
Ouch.
Fair.
Ouch.
Muzzle. Fuck.
Had more clear examples that she was giving. One thing that Confluence did though is he didn't let her run away from the prompt, and he kept hammering back, and so he actually it felt like he had more control of the debate, and he really kind of kept it at that point and kept hammering away on it. So as far as clarity, I would give it to Beth. As far as like
probably a
control,
good
I would give it
wife,
to
but
Confluence.
not as good of a
the
debater.
closing though, I felt like Confluence was asking, he kind of went on like repeat a bit, he kept asking the same question, where she kind of gave a refutation for it that I thought
I'm not
she
sure
was trying to move
what you
on.
mean by
So I
what
feel like he
is
could
crime. A lot
have
of people
gone,
consider
pivoted to
crime,
something
not all
else
crime is
to make his
infringing on
point
other
stick
people's
more.
rights.
So for the ending, I would give it
So
to Beth as well. So I
we're
gotta go
talking
with
about
Beth
the
on this
laws
one.
specifically that are protecting
All right,
those
and
rights, I would
finally,
say.
Cleaner.
Most people don't.
So during the openings,
the reason they're not
Beth had a really
like
good
infringing on people's
structuring of
rights
her
is because of
argument.
law.
She had a good
I'm
argument
I'm
itself,
repeating myself.
evidence
Sorry.
to go along with it, and how it impacts society. So I gave her full points on that.
I think I've made my point. I understand you
Confluence, you're
disagree.
missing an impact in your opening that could have really made it strong. I mean, probably giving you the win in this, because in like the way that I was following what y'all were doing, you had a little bit more control over where things were going, and you seemed a little more calm about things. So I think that if you had a stronger impact, it would affect people a little bit more and bring more people to the side that you're trying to get them to. Overall, I think Confluence had a lot more control of the conversation, and I actually scored him as winning on this one because he kept bringing it back there after refuting other
Very
things and
traditional
trying to get a clarified
orthodox.
hypothetical.
He said he was doing.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
if I may, Beth, one thing that I noticed in the control when he was hammering you on that point over and over again, one thing you might want to consider going forward is when you get in that position, say something like, "Okay, I've answered your questions. Now answer my questions," and then stick him to something and because he kept putting the burden of proof back on you over and over again. And so if you would have done that, that would have landed even further, I feel like.
Yeah, that's how I was trying to get him to agree with a lot of the positions I was taking and just kind of pulling that one out of my ass. Because, yeah, it's like we're debating about the likelihood of something happening. And especially something, it's forced. This isn't like well, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. It's objectively true. So it's just a matter of time.
Well, and that's the thing on the
who's Discord
on the
is
affirmative. That's your burden of proof. So
okay. So does anybody else have any feedback for either of them?
I do. My feedback's for Marte. Please put down that Sith holocron. It's not worth it. Stay on the path to the light side.
All right.
It's not a holocron, though.
Yeah. All right. So where do I even start? Beth, concise points. You use 10 words when you could use 3. Stop doing that.
No, that's one of my downfalls. I know that.
Confluence, man. I felt like you lost this when you made the prompt. That's why I asked you twice to define it. I just didn't see anywhere anybody was going to actually win. I'm actually shocked that judges could come to a conclusion on it because I didn't see any win.
So I feel like I've been prompt cucked like 5 times in a row. I'm just gonna say that. That's my weakness.
I
Accepting
literally
prompts I
asked
shouldn't
you.
take.
That is
I literally asked you, "Is this the prompt?" And you're like, "Yep."
Yeah, well, I'm great. I'm trying to make magic happen.
Well, you're making magic happen, baby. You're making
in a
magic
bad
happen.
way, but like I want your show. I'm so nice, and I want your show to,
I know, man. Hey, man. Look.
I don't even.
You did well with what you had. The problem was I probably would have engineered that prompt a little bit differently, where
yeah,
it was the force doctrine as it pertains to the hypothetical of all men will band together to against all women is impossible, or something like that. I asked you several times to define it. You guys just kind of spaghetti noodle on the wall that shit, and this is what happens. You lose, she wins, because you really had this one, because the example she was using was like Sharia law, like, you know, that's not
fair. That's fair. Again, that's been honestly 4 times where you said I prompt fucked myself. So I have to take that to heart. I'm obviously not.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be accepting the prompts that I'm accepting.
Well, really,
So
really,
that
would
is
be
good
my feedback.
That's what I'm
my
getting,
feedback
honestly.
for you and Beth would be Confluence. I think that, you know, you're doing really good in your debating, but you need to make sure of the prompt. So, like you said, you don't get prompt cucked. You agreed to it, so it's on you as a debater.
I'm prompt cucking myself. I agree. Don't listen, everyone. Don't listen to fucking Button's chat. He's saying something negative about me. Just everyone ignore that.
Look at Button.
Ignore
Look at
what
Button's going hardcore tonight.
Ignore. Disavow.
Yeah, Bucket Button is going hard tonight. Hey, hi, Confluence. Wow, that stings. Rachel said you're a beta. You're a beta.
Rachel, Rachel who?
Against the basic standard of
Saying Rachel who?
I mean, she did it.
Rachel Wilson talked about me. Rachel Wilson talked about me? Is that what you guys are thinking?
I'm not sure.
He did.
It could have been Rachel Wilson. Holy shit.
Who's debating next?
To finish out the feedback real quick, Confluence, work on your prompts. Make sure you agree to a prompt you can actually defend or fight. You know, Beth, you're in your aggressive section right now. Learn to calm down a little and control things a little better. I know you're going through the aggressive side right now, and you're like a wolf just attacking the meat. You're like, give me. But calm down. Don't be as aggressive. Be more controlled, and you'll do a lot better.
Yeah.
So Confluence, I think it's because in that RGR debate you smacked them around so hard that they're just still upset at you.
That's what I think.
If you look on the bottom, so if you're on your phone, just tap. Sorry.
Yeah. So Confluence, you just seem to agree to whatever prompt that's put in front of you, and you don't like. You're not.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Grant. I don't want to waste your time with like a 60-minute prompt. You know.
Well, no, but I mean, look,
I want to do that.
You can. We know that you didn't say that, Rachel. We know that Bucket Button is being Bucket Button.
Oh my God, it is Rachel Wilson. Holy shit. Oh my God.
What's going on here? Are you all right, Confluence?
No, I'm just like, Rachel Wilson noticed me. I'm just like, I'm going through my own thing, but I'll
and then she said she didn't say that.
It's
but
just
look, here's the thing. If you're going to agree to a prompt, make sure that you have your argument for or against the prompt, right? And you do this. I feel like I've told you this a couple of times now.
You have, yeah.
You just take whatever's thrown at you. Yeah, I can do that, but you can't, right? And you know, it's not like Beth did that on purpose. Beth got lucky. It could have just as easily gone the other way, right? So it's not like Beth engineered your downfall. You did, you know, you just did.
I mean, she kind of did.
She kind of did, but not on purpose. I don't think she did it on purpose.
She phrased the prompt. No, I could tell she phrased that prompt knowing that she would have a higher likelihood of winning because of the way it was worded. Yeah. And she's gotten a lot better about her prompts, which is a good thing.
So, yeah.
So the biggest feedback I get is prompts.
Yeah, a lot of debates are won and lost in the prompt itself. It's just the way it is.
And I've been told that
you were right,
by not only you, Grid, but so many people.
I actually was serious when
That's
I put
probably true.
private chat to please vote me out because it's after midnight.
Well, I'll boot you right now. I got the button right here.
Yeah, Beth, if you want me to win, I mean, hell,
you can always concede.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you.
Confluence at all.
No.
Conflict
except when you did.
Oh, that's a very feministic way to do things, Beth. Shame on you. Oh well, yeah, okay. He's a communist. Never mind.
Yeah, all right. That's enough of that. All right, somebody's got to leave because that's how this works.
I'll leave.
All
Be
right.
watching though.
Don't worry.
God
Yeah.
bless you all. 07s.
Stay
Yeah,
safe,
Evan's in the chat.
See you later, man.
That's right. All right, so now we're left with Def Not, Emmett, Beth, and Indian Jeebus. And Tyler, average debate enjoyer, unless he would like to take over judge duties. You're muted, sir.
Oh wait, I didn't know we were doing elimination tonight.
They're all. Yeah, we're eliminating. Yeah, we didn't eliminate you the first time because that was against Dusty, and it wasn't a big deal.
Well, Marte and I were talking about a prompt last week. If there was time, I was going to see if we could jump in and debate it. If you guys are doing your thing, I'm not going to fucking interrupt. I'm not.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it.
We're struggling.
And do it. Let's do it. Let's do it another time.
Yeah, that's fine. You can host it if you want and everything. We can leave it.
Yeah, well, yeah. You guys asked me about that. I thought I responded, but maybe I didn't. I've been busy. All right. So, do you want to judge then? And we'll let Mo debate. Mo probably wants to get in on some of this.
Well, I actually don't have too much longer, but I can still judge a little bit longer. My brain is I'm on.
Yeah, I get
I have
it.
dad brain right now. I got a new baby.
You got 3 more matches, right? 4 more people.
We got like 3 matches left.
Okay, if it can go kind of quick, I told my wife I'd be done a little early tonight, so if we can go faster, I'm down. I can do it.
All right, let's do it. Who's next? The only 2 that have not debated is Emmett and Def Not.
Yeah, them 2 should debate.
There you
That'd
go.
be funny.
Here's a good prompt. All right. The robots that simulate a woman for pregnancy and birth of a baby are morally bad.
What?
The robots that simulate women for
The
pregnancy and birth of a baby. The baby robots that China came up with to simulate a pregnancy. Like
Yeah, the
it'll grow a
mechanical
baby. Yeah. They're morally bad. Would anybody take that prompt and run with it on either side?
I'll take either side.
I don't think they're bad, but I'm not familiar with what they are either. So, like from what you're describing, it doesn't sound bad.
It's an artificial womb, basically.
Grit, if you don't pull them both back, then it's going to turn into.
Everybody, be quiet a minute. It's a love-hate thing, Confluence. it's a love-hate thing. Wow.
Fuck it,
Hey,
Button's
thanks
a good
for
dude
the
sometimes.
big
He
20
comes up
there.
with fun
I like Fuck It Button. He's pretty cool.
He is a cool dude. He's a boon to the chat. All right, so let's. I like the mechanical womb, but to debate it, you'll have to really understand it, and it doesn't sound like Def Not does. That's okay with me. I'm going to put everybody in the back, and then we'll just have those 2 up there. So, Emmett, you're
Good luck.
safe. Beth, you got to go. Average debate enjoyer. Well, you get Mo Rebuttal, Indian Jeebus, Anson, and Cleaner, and Marte, who's still here. All right, so let's do this. Look at that. How about that? Okay, so what do you guys want to debate about?
I mean, the womb thing sounded interesting. I mean,
Okay.
What is there that we need to know about it besides the fact that it's would like
Okay.
artificially grow the fetus?
Right. So it can
into the breast?
artificially carry a human baby from egg to delivery.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if
so you will
if
be
there's
in
any other
favor of
caveat
having-
to it, but
And do
Just
you
to
find that
clarify-
morally? Do you find that morally wrong?
Just to clarify that the prompt would be: it's morally okay to have pregnancy robots, right?
Yes, it is morally corrupt to have pregnancy robots.
Oh, morally corrupt. Okay, I can say that it's morally corrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with not. And sorry, I'm lagging
Okay.
a little bit, so if
All right. Well, you guys, let me get the timer set up, and we will get you your minute. And so, my man Emmett is the affirmative. He is saying that it is corrupt, and Def Not is saying no, it's not corrupt. Perfect. Emmett, you will start off. Just start talking when you're ready.
Okay. Whenever we're talking about pregnancy and family values, usually the one part that is always left behind in all those kind of conversations are the kids. In this case, we are talking about an actual baby, an actual person, and that person deserves and should, in most cases, have a mother and a father. The fact that you are putting that baby inside of a robot actually robs both the baby and the mother of the time that is spent and needed to be spent on the womb, so that they can be closer and have the full necessary time together, so that they can be a proper family. In this case, it would be morally corrupt to have this kind of robots. Thank you.
All right, 14 seconds left. All right, Def Not, when you're ready, just start talking. I'll start the clock.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I don't think there's anything inherently morally wrong with having a robot grow the baby inside of it because, well, first of all, parents aren't necessarily just by blood. You could have adoptive parents and the kid could still have a family if they get adopted out. Plus, in cases of abortion, if for some reason there's no choice but to abort, we could transplant the fetus inside one of these things and then it doesn't have to die. So that sounds like a morally good thing to me.
Pick up a quick pizza at Burn.
Okay. All right. Then I will now set for 5 minutes. And just one of you start talking when you're ready.
In my coat. You did. It's in my coat.
Do you think that the baby, in this case, should have a mother and a father?
Yeah, of course, but that doesn't mean
Why?
that just because it ends up the way that it is grown or delivered, that doesn't mean it doesn't have a family after that.
No, but why should it?
There's no like rule that says the baby doesn't get a family.
Yeah, I understand that, but why should it have a mother and a father? If you can just grow babies in a lab bat and you can just grow them and having them to be like plants and just create it. In fact, why shouldn't they just be born and get to be the next thing that you can harvest organs for? Why should they have, if there's nothing inherently morally wrong with growing them in bats?
That has nothing to do with the subject.
I
Sure, you could do a lot of evil
I know
things
that
with a lot
you
of
think that it
different
has
things. I
nothing
mean,
to do with it, but
you
can you
grow
answer my
babies inside of an
question?
actual
Why
woman
should it have a mother and a
still
father?
donate the organs, and even if the woman births the baby. So, like, just because it's growing in like a machine doesn't mean that you can inherently do something evil with the baby afterwards. There's no
Why
rule
would
that
that be
says
evil? Wouldn't what are you? Are you a utilitarian? Do you have what's your moral framework?
My moral framework is irrelevant to the subject, I think.
Do you think abortion is fine? Should a woman have the right to abort a baby?
Again, irrelevant. I think if it does
Again,
happen,
irrelevant.
then
So
it is still
okay, fine.
better
It's just
for the baby to
irrelevant.
survive than it is for the baby to die.
If you're not gonna answer a question like that, why should I even go into the debate in good faith? Do you think
Okay, but
it is okay
if my moral,
to? Do you
I
think it
don't
is?
really
Do you
have
think
a
a
defined moral
woman should
framework,
have the
so I
right
can't
to
explain it to
abortion?
you, and it's relevant.
Do you think
sorry,
a
what?
woman should have the right to abortion?
I think it's in certain cases, yeah.
In certain cases, which cases?
Yeah, for instance, in cases like SA.
What
and
about
things
she
like
doesn't
that.
want it? Is that a case that she should have the right to?
That doesn't really have anything to do with whether the
What about the case she
the prompt-
doesn't want it? Should she have the right to?
How is that relevant to the prompt, please? Because we're discussing
What about the
babies
case she
grown in a
doesn't want
machine,
to?
and
Would she,
not discussing
would
whether
she
a
have?
woman can
Because
or
we're
can't
talking about
abort a child.
morality. That's why it's important. Would you
Well, a lot
go
of
ahead
things
and
are
tell
morality,
me?
and a lot of things are
It's
important,
about
but not
morality.
everything
So
is
if a
relevant
person
to
is
the
just,
baby in a
if your
machine
moral
thing.
framework has to do with preference based, and I say my preference would be to just go ahead, it could be used in a case which is preference based to grow a bunch of babies and then harvest their organs. and then you say, well, it cannot happen, I will ask you why not. If a woman can just have the right to decide in accordance to her preference to kill a baby, right? Do you understand that? So
No,
what
I don't
about
understand
if a
how that
woman
relates to
doesn't want a
consent.
baby? Could you answer that question?
Yeah, I think up to a certain point, it's probably okay.
No, it's okay. Okay. So at this point, if I go ahead and I just prefer to have a bunch of babies, create them in the vat, and then harvest their organs and sell them, what's wrong, morally wrong in accordance to you? That's just my preference.
I don't see how that's related, because you could also
You don't see
have
how is
babies with an actual female woman and harvest organs, and that would be equally bad.
You
The
don't see
baby
how
being
it's
grown
related?
and
Do you think
actually
what
experiencing
do I need?
consciousness and then
What
being
would I
killed
need
is the
to do
problem, not
anything?
whether it's grown one way or another.
What would I need when it comes? Can you sell your eggs and your sperm? Can you sell that?
I think that is currently acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just can buy eggs and sperm, grow a bunch of babies, and then sell them in the market, right? Their organs.
No, I disagree. I think that would be a
Yeah.
problem. I
Why?
think you
Why
can
do you
have.
disagree?
I
Why
think
do
it's
you
acceptable
disagree?
to have. Well, I'm sorry, you're asking me a lot of questions. Let me explain a little bit, because I think it's acceptable to have this whole baby in a machine being grown with regulations. Of course, you don't just
Yeah.
let everybody have them. You don't just go, oh, here's a machine, here's a bunch of eggs and
Well,
sperm.
you
Now
said
grow
that
these
your
babies
moral
and harvest organs.
preference.
Obviously,
You said that
I
your
think there
moral
should be
preference when
regulations
it
around
comes to
if
killing
there's
babies is just if the woman wants to or not. I want to sell a bunch of organs. Why would it be wrong?
I don't think I at any point said that it's okay to kill
Oh,
babies.
yeah, you did. You said that
and
if a woman doesn't want the baby, she can just go ahead and do abortion, right? So if that is the case, and I
I
want to
think
just sell
that
a
up
bunch
to a
of
certain
organs, why
point,
would I
when
be
a
wrong
woman,
morally in accordance to you?
excuse me, but if you
if I
ask a
get
question, can I
get
answer
the
it?
machine legally,
Can
I
I
get
answer
the
the
eggs
question if you
legally,
ask me
and
a
I get the
question?
sperm legally.
Can I actually answer the question now?
Yeah, you
So
can.
I think that up to a certain point, before a fetus gains consciousness, I think that
A
is
fetus
morally
is never
acceptable to abort the
conscious.
fetus.
Have you ever talked to a little baby,
Sure.
like a just one that has just been born? What do you think it
I
does?
think that
Do
there is
you think
evidence
it goes
where
ahead and
there
tells you
is,
how he feels
at a certain point in the
and
fetus's
has
development,
the interest of who he is and stuff like that?
the baby does get brain activity that develops, and at
It
that
doesn't
point, it
matter.
is
It gets brain.
ambiguous
You
as to
have
whether
cell
or not it's
activity in the
possible
brain.
that there is consciousness going on there, and at that
You
point,
have
I
cell
think it
activity
is
in the
morally
brain in
wrong.
what would be the brain since the beginning. Okay.
I'm not understanding the connection there. Sorry.
You don't understand? I know you don't get it.
Grid, you get why I like this prompt now, right? Because it can go in a lot of different places, and it is a topic that I think is going to plague humanity in
It's going to be
some
relevant
areas of the
sooner
world.
than later.
Yeah, China, the way that they did things, deleting the girl babies for so long and only keeping boy babies because of their patrilineal succession. I mean that's putting them in a situation where they had to come up with this baby making thing.
Okay, that was actually pretty good. Let's go with Tyler. I want to start with you first. You're fresh off the bench.
All right. 1 second. There it is. There's my mute. Okay, actually, wow. I've never seen Def here before. Good job. Good first showing. Emmett, your prompt was kind of weak. I'm not going to lie to you. You started out with your introduction was kind of weak. You started out with an introduction that just didn't really have that strong of a point. That being said, man, you were the affirmative. All you had to do was just make your point and sit back. Instead, you were interrogating, you were asking questions, you were opening up your neck, basically, when you didn't need to, really. You could have just sat back in Fortress. The reason why I felt like you had to do that is because her counter argument was actually pretty solid. Even though she wasn't invoking correct terms, she was kind of you had so much control over this debate that you didn't even need to have, but you had control over this, so you were almost acting as though you were the negative. I just feel like when you go back to what the prompt talks about, you brought up deserving the mothers and fathers. She hit you with, just because the baby's put in a test tube doesn't mean it's not going to have a family after. She even brought up specific situations where a mother planning on keeping the baby just wouldn't be able to carry it inside her own body, and use that to go around your direct attack. And then you started going to morality and going into abortion, and she invalidated that by saying, like, she did say it a little weirdly and say, I never advocated for killing babies. But
what was the prompt?
The prompt was,
did I brought up morality, or the prompt brings up morality?
The prompt brings up morality about test tube babies, not
you.
abortion.
That's it. That's all I wanted to know.
Not abortion, not killing babies. This is just taking a baby from the woman's body and putting it in a test tube for whatever reason. Now the organ.
No. Actually, that's not correct, Tyler.
What is it? What did I miss?
The birthing chambers literally go from sperm and egg all the way to full featured humans.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, like, could it come out of the woman as well, though, during the pregnancy? Does that qualify? Because
that was not part of the prompt.
Okay. So even at the birthing chambers,
That's
like
how I understood it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I understood it myself as well.
Yeah, me too.
It's a pregnancy robot. It'll take it straight from fertilization
I very
all the way to
specifically
done.
said from.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I missed that part.
I was very clear.
Okay, so then
Maybe I wasn't.
At the end of the day, we're not talking about killing. We're talking about birthing. Her exemptions of like somebody whose life is threatened, somebody that can't have kids, somebody unable to carry that baby to term, or abortion. This could potentially outlaw abortion. I felt like she was making a moral argument there, saying abortion is morally significantly worse, and this could actually mitigate it. And then you kind of came back with, but you believe in abortion after that. Abortion wasn't like we weren't talking about.
We can outlaw it. We don't need to have this fucking machine, okay?
But you were talking about.
It's like, oh, we have to have
That's
this
something you
machine
should
to
have brought
outlaw
up in
it.
the
Finally,
debate. That's something you should have brought up to her in the debate. Instead, you pivoted to asking her moral stance on abortion, not the subject. You got too deep in the woods on abortion when this subject wasn't about killing babies. It was just taking them from place A and putting them in place B. They're still growing. They're still becoming human. Your organ harvesting argument has some traction to it, I feel like, but you went down the abortion path too deep for me to say that you actually defended your prompt good, and her attacks I felt like were not.
why did I
met
bring
with
up abortion? Do you remember?
to try to interrogate her morality and get into the morality question.
And what was the point of that at the end? She said it was about her moralist axiom is depending on.
It is, but we're
It's
talking.
dependent on her preference. So if I go and prefer to just grow
You
a
don't
bunch
have
of
a-
babies
you don't have
and
a
then sell their organs, and I use this machine for it, and
5
I buy
minutes is
buy
not enough
everything
time.
for it, and it's just mine.
Okay.
What would be
5 minutes
wrong?
is not enough time to lead on that narrative.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just saying.
understand that.
You-
This is
you-
why I'm like kind of like
Stop arguing with the judge, Emmett.
Yeah,
he's making solid points that you deserve.
Yeah, let's save that for the thing.
No,
all right,
I'm gonna
so
use
where are you at
the
on
Indian
this?
Jesus form. I have 40 minutes, so I can just go ahead and just speak for 40 minutes.
What did I do? How did I get invoked here?
I can speak for 40 minutes, Indian Jesus. Okay, I can do it
You
too.
know what he's talking about, Jeebus.
Yeah, don't pretend to.
So did you judge?
Hey, I
Bro,
don't know.
keep your
and
shit
I
over
need
there.
my
I don't
show
know
to
what you're
get-
crying
guys,
about, but I didn't do anything to you.
Guys, I need my show
It's a
to
joke,
run
dude. It's a
smoothly,
joke.
and that means that Tyler gives his judgment.
Mhm.
Then we're going to go to Cleaner, and then we're going to go to Anson. Mo, I'm sorry, man. I thought that you had dipped out in the back. I apologize.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Okay, man. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to didn't want you to feel like I had was being disingenuous.
No worries. I get it. I was just sticking around to do the judging, but that's if you don't need me anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and dip. And I appreciate you having me up. It was a
Hey,
lot of
man, I
fun.
appreciate you being here, and thank you for putting in work tonight. I really do appreciate
Thanks
it.
for filling
Yeah,
the
no
spot,
worries.
man. I appreciate the
All right,
cover.
so
Yeah.
Stay
Later.
safe, Mo.
So
Later, guys.
Tyler, your judgment.
I was Emmett controlled the whole debate the entire time. Def, you have a good job at tapping into the right arguments. I think you need to be more assertive, more aggressive, and find your voice. But otherwise, you tapped into the right arguments, and I feel like you successfully penetrated the wall there.
But
Who won?
Def, sorry.
so Def won, Emmett did. Okay, all right. Emmett did not. Okay, all right. Go ahead, Cleaner.
Yeah, they both had really good opening statements. They had an argument, evidence for it, and how it impacts society. And that's the best way to get people on your side of things, is showing them how it impacts it. There was a lot of good moral arguments on both sides of this. I do think that Def made some very interesting points and allowed her opponent, Mehmet, in this one, to derail it to something else rather than even approaching the prompt, which may not be a good thing whenever you're trying to debate a specific point. So trying to keep it on the point that you're going at and not letting people derail into something else would be my feedback for you for getting better. I think Emmett had a lot more control of it, and he took it where he wanted it to go. And so on this one, I'm saying Emmett definitely had the win.
All
I
right.
understand, that's
So one and one. All right, Anson.
Yeah. So Emmett, he started out his opening with the children deserve two parents, which is a moral argument, and it is something relevant to this debate. Def started out hers basically countering that with, yeah, but adoption exists, and you can create two parents in that process, and still meet the moral needs of the child. And then also the argument was included in her introduction that this technology could be used to mitigate the harm of fetus deletus, which is a very good moral argument in and of itself. The actual internal workings of the debate included basically Emmett doing an internal critique in an attempt to derail the debate because he didn't have good points to make, and Def continually tried to bring it back to the actual topic by saying, "Hey, this isn't the prompt." And Emmett, when Emmett would levy his internal critique with the questioning, Defnot would try to answer, and then he would just continually talk over her. And I actually, Cleaner, didn't look at that as control. I look at that as lack of control from the perspective of someone in the audience actually trying to pay attention to the debate, and they would see Emmett as being bad faith. And so I actually viewed Defnot as the winner of that because Emmett looked so bad faith.
Oh, thank you.
If I can say,
Okay, thank you. I'll have a good one.
Emmett, before you take off,
Yep,
while
do
I
it.
get some stuff, I would have hammered more on the importance of the things that babies, what they experience while they're in the womb. They hear the mother's heartbeat. They hear us speaking. They know so much about, even with fathers, they can hear the father's voice when he's around and their siblings. So babies do experience things in the womb, and that's another thing that makes these robots so wildly not good.
Yeah.
The whole topic of these robots is a huge moral dilemma that people are going to have
Yeah.
to accept.
I'm gonna
It
get
is a
into
societal thing now.
Yeah, so $4.99 came in from Rachel Wilson. AGE, or I'm sure she meant ADE, makes a good point. The first rule of debating is always put your opponent on offense and don't spend the whole debate on defense. That was very awesome.
No, I'm average grid enjoyer tonight.
Yeah, and then that's true.
You tried.
And then,
You tried.
And then Bobby Ballbags said Emmett W for $4.99. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that.
I did like it.
Anson, I think you're wrong. And Tyler, I think you're wrong because nowhere in any of that rambling nonsense did Def not make a moral argument. The entire argument was, is it moral? Emmett said it was. She said it wasn't. And both of you attributed her to countering Emmett's attack when and said that he was trying to get her to justify it, which she couldn't do because she couldn't make the argument that it was in fact not immoral.
Emmett was not even talking about the prompt grid. That was my point.
But he did.
No,
he said, I believe it's moral. He said, hey, what's your morality? She said, that's not important. He said, it is important. Okay, but let's talk about what's your morality when it comes to abortion. Well, that's not important either. So when you can't, it's a very interesting point of view that Emmett didn't do his job when he was literally arguing from a moral position to try and understand why that she did not think that it was in fact immoral or there was no morality attached to it. So I didn't get there, and I never heard that argument from her point of view. Now maybe I missed it because that can happen. I didn't like Emmett's argument. I'm not saying that I liked Emmett's argument. Emmett's argument, he should not have gone. I don't think that he should have gone to abortion at all. I think that it would have been much more effective to have stuck with the harvesting of organs and the
brilliant.
that's a much more effective argument, because where's moral? If you have no morality, then how can you object to those things? I just think that, I think he got kind of maybe a little bit lost in the sauce or whatever, but that's okay. And I still don't know what Def Nod's morality is, or why she would think that it's not, these machines are not immoral.
Well, that's kind of goes
Do you want
into
to
what
answer
I
that,
was
or-
saying. Like
I'm sorry?
she did.
I'm sorry,
Go
I
ahead,
couldn't
Def.
hear you, Def Nod. He was talking, and I can only hear one person.
Go ahead, Def.
Sorry, I'm lagging, so maybe I'm behind. Go.
Oh, I was just saying that was why I gave it to Emmett on control, because Def did start to lead into her moral side of it, where she was like, well, what if there's like these situations that women get into where they want to have an abortion, but it's not necessary, like we could put it in the robot, and Emmett derailed it from there completely, and she didn't keep it there. That's why I said I think he had a little more control over it. Yes, he did some over talking, but she wasn't able to keep him in the area where she could refute him trying to poke a hole in her cup.
Yeah, but that's just because he was bad faith and basically would ask a question and then she'd get half an answer out and then he'd talk over her again. That's why I said he looked like he was bad faith. You viewed it as control. I viewed it as him having a poor position to debate from and being weak.
Yeah, I guess
That was
we're
pretty annoying, honestly. Like,
we're going to disagree on that one. That's okay. It's all right.
That's a good topic, man. Look at what it creates.
By the way, speaking of the
I'm sorry, Def, not what?
real quick about the moral framework thing, I don't think I need like a whole moral framework defined in order to say like one particular thing is moral or immoral. So it's kind of where that's from.
Well, when you're arguing it helps to have a framework, a worldview that people understand why you would hold that.
And that's what he was looking for, was
I'm still building
historical
mine.
frameworks surrounding babies themselves. He wasn't asking like your moral framework on anything other than that.
Well, he did. He started out, what is your moral framework? And she said, well, I'm not going to answer that. And he said, okay, well, why isn't
pretty
this
general.
okay? Why isn't this okay? And that's it is not a good, I again disagree with the judges here. I don't think it's a good technique to just not answer or say that's not relevant when literally the entire argument is about morals or immoral.
Well, it was
Specific
Emmett-
one.
What if she had said, instead of "I'm not answering that," like something along the lines of, "That's too broad of a topic. We can't do that in 5 minutes. So, do you have something more specific? Something along those lines?"
It probably would have been better. I think for and I was going to get to that. I think if Def's here could have, because I have a hard time looking at this from the saying that it would in fact be moral or there's no moral issue with these machines. I actually have a hard time looking at it from that point of view, because to me it's such an aberration. But the points that I think that she could have made were for obviously, given a proper construct or management or whatever, then these could help families that can't have children. There are good things about them. They're not in, and probably where I would have argued from Def Nod is that these machines are neither moral or immoral, that's men make them moral or immoral. And by men, I mean humans. Humans make it moral or immoral.
That would be cool.
We can't actually assign a morality to the machine.
She did kind of make that argument in that sense that she was saying, like, all these things, these caveats about organs that you're bringing up still exist, despite the fact that these machines would go away, because you could still do that with birthed babies. You could still turn them into organ harvesters.
Yeah, but that's morally wrong.
Yeah, and that was her point.
That actually defeats her argument entirely.
It's unrelated, Grid.
So all right. So if you're saying that the machines are exactly identical to people currently harvesting organs, and that is morally wrong, then you are now saying that the machines are morally wrong if they do the same thing.
That's like saying a woman's morally wrong for carrying a child.
I think
thought
her
that was
stronger
such a big
argument.
stretch.
I think her stronger argument and the strongest
That's not a
one that
stretch
she
at
could
all.
make on this
That's
would
literally
be
not
on like the whole abortion scheme, right? So like if a man wants to keep the baby, but the woman decides to unalive it, there's another process that this baby could be put into so the man could keep his child, you know. Or if there's an extreme situation in those states where, you know, this isn't a rampant thing and it's not just based off of what I want, and the woman is going through something, they could C-section the baby out without the woman, you know, having a complication and passing. Maybe they could put it in there. I think she had a really, like, when she started leading into that, she had a really strong argument there if she would have been able to flesh it out more. But Emmett controlled it in a way of diverting it over to her morals first to try and hone in on the moral framework she had to show whether or not she would logically follow into whether or not this is a good or bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think you can get Anson, I think you're stretching in a big way to try and equivalent, you know, having, you know, babies from a womb harvested for organs, which
Well, I was talking specifically in relation to the arguments that were made. Like my own personal belief about the whole thing is irrelevant. Like I think it's
the argument as the argument was made.
Yeah, Emmett
she
did
was
that.
saying that it is equally immoral to do the thing, and so that makes it immoral. And she's
No.
but her position
What?
that she
Equally
took
more so
was
what?
that it was in fact not immoral for these machines to exist.
It just because you can do a bad thing doesn't mean that the thing carrying the baby is bad. It means that you can do a bad thing whether the woman's carrying the baby or the machine's carrying the baby. That was her point. That's
But
why
it
what
doesn't
you're saying is
exist
wrong.
at this moment. You don't have fully grown babies being harvested for their organs at this moment.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
There was a big
You
old
do?
thing about it a few
Yeah.
years ago where Planned Parenthood
Yeah.
was doing that.
That was Planned
Yeah.
Parenthood doing illegal late, or well, not even necessarily illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Term
Well, I'm sure it's illegal wherever it is.
They were doing term.
It's illegal.
Women aren't having babies just to offer them up for organs, though. So I mean, like,
Well, I mean, I don't think you can say they aren't or are doing something for a reason because that's intent. There may be a handful of women that are assholes like that.
I don't believe I don't believe there is an equivalency there.
Oh.
But if you're welcome to show it to me.
What about this? Would it allow organ harvesting too? What would change those laws that are already in place?
Ooh, that'd be a huge one for morals. I like that. I like that, Tyler. That's a good one.
$5 comes in again from Fuck It Button. He's becoming my hero tonight. It looks bad faith to some of you bald head ass atheists because they think faith is bad. Something. You're welcome, Indian. Oh, you're welcome, Indian. I'm assuming that Lech is the Indian that's being thanked. Even though the line of questioning is valid. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so anyway, I would not have. I didn't see the prompt defended, but that's okay. You know, I mean, it's fine. Judges are judges.
Well, that was what I was saying. I don't think she held enough control of the conversation to keep it in a place where she could defend it. I think she did have a chance of a stronger moral argument with what she was saying about, you know, the extreme situations. And even the rampant abortion, like men wanting to keep their kids, but women going, nope, fuck it, it's gone. I think that was the strongest moral argument. And if she had been able to, like, if she had been able to flesh it and just hold him there, this would have been hers.
Yeah. All right. So now we are left with Death Knot, Lutch, and Beth. This is going to be good. All right. So who's next? Lutch, I know you want in.
Always do.
So who's Beth? Do you want to go? Left Knot? Do you want to go? Whoever wants to go.
paper, scissors, girlfriend.
I don't mind. Either way, doesn't matter to me.
Shit. Somebody else pick.
Somebody flip a
These
coin.
women are too agreeable.
Also, I'm like lagging pretty badly, so I don't know. This is kind of getting kind of annoying.
You don't look like. I mean, it looks fine. You're not like jerky, herky
And
jerky.
the audio really is what matters.
Does it look okay on your end? Maybe it's just on my end. All right. Maybe,
There's a
we'll let it be
tiny
for now
bit
if
of a
it gets
stutter
worse.
in the
So
video.
might have to restart.
You could drop and try and come right back.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me try that.
Yeah, like close out the browser and open it back up to clear the RAM. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do me and Beth? We'll figure that out.
Yeah, let's do that. Sounds awesome.
Oh,
So-
Really good. Really.
Sorry?
Does it
Yeah.
really, though?
Does for me.
Good luck.
Why would it not sound just awesome for me? All right.
People paying you enough tonight. What's wrong with
Probably not. I don't keep track. Probably not. Probably lose money on this one, but that's all right.
Yeah, let's try over here too. Monty's hungry.
Okay, what do you guys want to? What do you guys want to debate about?
I could go in a number of different directions. You were arguing more in favor of drugs before, right?
No. I think it's coming from a hypocritical place when they start arguing over it. I don't think that all drugs should be legalized. No.
Okay, we can do that.
You think all should be?
Hmm.
Okay. I guess we're gonna do this.
All right, I like it. Who's the so Lutz is the affirmative. He thinks all drugs should be legalized. Beth is the negative. She believes that you shouldn't be able to have your pills or whatever. Grandma doesn't get her pills. And so
Wait, that's maybe
Huh?
now I'm starting to think we need to clarify here. Not all. Not saying all should be outlawed, just not all should be legalized.
So that you think that some should be illegal, and I'm saying no, all of them should be legal.
You're saying
all drugs should be legal.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So let's just start talking when you're ready.
All right. So I mean, the argument here is not that drugs are inherently good or bad. Similar to the last debate, they are a tool and they can be used and abused. And I think we would agree that there is a big addiction problem throughout the country, if not the world. And the war on drugs clearly has not worked. And we want to be able to address problems, and just sweeping them under the rug and say that's illegal is not a good thing. And then we also don't want, I think it's a bad thing to erode our cultural conscience by just saying, daddy government, you determine what is moral. I would rather us as a community be allowed to do these bad things and collectively decide we don't want to do that. And if you do that, you're not going to be included in our community. What's time?
You're out. That's 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds.
Fair.
All right. Beth, when you're ready, start.
Okay, I'm saying that not all drugs should be outlawed, and actually the government does tend to agree with me, and that's why we see the pharmaceutical companies doing so well with our children who have ADHD, as well as people who visit pain management clinics. The idea that we can decide our own morality, sure, I can get behind that, but the problem is you can't just kick people out of the country, not if you're going on the idea of having the civilization the way that they are. I think that there are some that are good, there are some that are bad, and we could distinguish between the two very easily, including outlawing some that I think shouldn't be used by pharmaceutical companies either.
18 seconds left. That was good timing on both your parts. I really appreciate it. 5 minutes on the clock. One of you just start talking when you're ready, and let's have a nice clean fight.
So just to clarify, when I said you're not part of our community, I don't mean like deporting people or saying you can't live here. I meant more in a cultural way where we're introducing shame, taboos, things like that. You can't come to my party. We're all having a block party, but you can't come.
Can
And
you where we've used shame and it's actually worked so far?
fat people?
Really? Do you see
Yeah.
reduction in fat people? Because I see them.
No. I see it going the other. When we were allowed to fat shame, it was going down, and then fat celebration or whatever. Then we saw a peak, and now that's fading away. And we see the acceptance of that going down. There's you go online. There's a million and bajillion stories of people who said, I didn't like I was fat and I wanted to be part of the fat acceptance movement. But then, some people were actually real with me instead of being in an echo chamber where everything I hear is, you're amazing, keep going, all of that stuff.
A couple of stories where it actually worked doesn't establish that it will work across the board on a large scale. Because we don't see it on a large scale. There's still fat people who are demanding bigger seats. So
Well, yeah, but we're still
that's
in that
all
process right now.
Community aspect, okay? And the
Okay.
idea that we could ostracize people from our communities because they choose to abuse drugs that are made legal that are bad. Let's take for instance, crack cocaine. Okay. Where do you plan to send these people? How are you supposed to restrict their ability to actually participate within the society without trampling their constitutional rights?
Well, because we don't have to legalize doesn't mean completely unfettered. We would have regulations, and maybe we'd have treatment centers or places where you go, like I believe it is not Argentina, Peru, or somewhere.
We have injection sites.
Yeah, but those are half measures because they're not actually. I forget exactly the country. Someone to remind me, but they did exactly this, and they had the treatment centers, but they did the full measure where you have to go. They don't just give out tools; they administer it for you, and you have to go through a program. And they've seen dramatic.
Americans are vastly different.
Well, can you address that was wrong though? You just said that, and I just gave you an example where it worked.
And that's what I'm going after right now. Americans are very different kinds of people than we see in any other countries because other countries don't operate the way that we do here.
Well, maybe that's exactly the problem. Maybe we need to put more.
So wait. You think that even because we see what's happening with safe injection sites now, and it's not deterring anything. As a matter of fact, they're being kind of protected from the law. And
I agree. Having a bad solution does not mean that a better solution does not exist.
We're still seeing an outrageous number of people who are overdosing, who are becoming homeless. That's another.
So how does making those things illegal address the problem?
How does drugs being made legal address the problem? You're suggesting that by making them legal, we would create better situations for them to use, and that it might.
So let me use your advice. Let me use your advice from earlier.
Let me ask you a question. Explain to me how someone who becomes homeless due to a drug addiction and is going to safe injection sites to use is not still going to somehow have like a turnaround just because the narcotic is still illegal while they're using it at the safe injection sites. So legalizing it is not going to change the position that they're currently.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. That in certain circumstances, it would be legal. So it is legal to do it in the. It would be legal to do in these ways. Just because alcohol is legal, doesn't mean you can drink it wherever you want.
You're missing my point. Even though we have safe injection sites where people are being protected and shielded from legal ramifications,
Which I've already said is not what I'm proposing.
for using drugs that are currently illegal. Okay. By legalizing it, you are not changing the effects that we're seeing on their lives.
Well, yeah, but I never said only legalize drugs. I never said just magically legalize and now we'll figure it out. That's not you're strawmanning my position. If you would have asked, I would have been happy to go further into what I was talking about.
You went into it. You're saying that we would.
Okay, so then I've already addressed the thing that you're saying. Just because the safe injection sites that we have now suck doesn't mean that there is no solution where the government can make this better.
Absolutely not. They're doing everything that you are saying that they should do.
They're not.
I want to shift this. Let's talk about, all right, so
They're not.
for example,
They hand out needles and they walk away. That is not what I'm proposing.
Perfect.
That is exactly what they do.
No,
That is
they
not what
don't.
I'm proposing.
Keep them at the facility while they are high, and they watch them. Okay, they keep them under medical
Like
observation.
day after tomorrow or something, but in those 2 days for sure.
Nope.
Because
That's not how it
No,
works.
just really just like debates for the sake of judgment. Yeah, it seems like it. You do like a little 5-minute debates and then give
I've been
feedback.
they keep them there with a nurse present in case something goes wrong with them. It doesn't.
Either way, I
Okay,
already said it's a half measure, and that doesn't just because a bad solution is there doesn't mean
Hey,
it's
okay, stop. Just Indian Jesus, finish your sentence. That's
yeah,
it.
just because a bad solution is being put in place does not mean that a better similar solution can't exist.
Okay. All right. All right. Anson.
And they don't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You jackass.
Indian Jesus, his opening was, drugs are a tool, and then he goes into the amoral or the non-moral nature of drug use is not really a negative or positive inherently. And Beth, I tried to follow your opening, but I had trouble with it. I felt like it was somewhat all over the place. In the actual debate, there were points that were made on Lutch's side, and Beth did an internal critique most of the time. I thought that the highlights of the actual debate portion were, when was it? The question was, when have we used shame effectively? And then Lutch had an immediate answer, and it was relevant. The fat shaming, and then there were accusations of anecdotal claims made by Lutch, and then he was able to fight those off as well. There was a really good exchange in there where basically, and it came down to it in the end where you said, "Hey, you're straw manning my position," and Lutch, you were very effective in pointing out the I guess either intentional or accidental talking past each other and clarified the debate. I really thought that you had a more measured way of dealing with the debate, and so I felt like you definitely won that one, Lutch.
Sir,
Tyler,
you're muted.
Okay, so yeah, I'm getting yelled at. So
I don't even know what he's gonna say.
Indian Jesus started out with something in his prompt that made my blood boil. Well, the war on drugs hasn't worked. That's not only false and wrong, but a lie. And Beth should have pounced all over it, and she did not. She did not.
But also,
she left that on the table. You gave me some. I made my blood boil. I hate you for it. And she left it on the table. So in terms of introductions, Beth's introduction was a little bit like, as Anson said, kind of hard to
Grid,
follow.
make a note. When that comes up, me and ABG, that's what we could debate.
She could have hit you on that hard, and she didn't. She left half of your prompt on the table and went after the second half. Community should dictate, essentially. She went after your shame taboos, showing that I thought she did a good job dismissing your fat shaming argument pretty well. I thought she did. Beth did great in the body of the debate, but she loses points for her introduction, absolutely, because it kind of sucked, and you won. Yeah, he easily took you on the introductions. As far as the debate itself, it's hard to say. This is good. I want to lean a little bit more toward Indian Jesus, but it's not by much. Sorry, Beth. I just feel like his introduction was stronger. He seemed to have more control over the debate. And in terms of arguments, you did refute him a couple of times, but I don't feel like any of those landed enough to refute his main claim and take away the affirmation. You found a couple good arguments. You just never knocked the pillars out from underneath them. So it goes to Jesus.
Cool beans.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Cleaner.
Yeah, Tyler kind of mentioned it already. Lutch had more in his opening that gave him a much stronger opening. He kept to making his argument, trying to show some evidence and how it impacts society. And I think that was a very strong way to approach it. Beth missed out on like how it affects society, making the impact on people in her opening. And so there was a little bit less there. She got 4 points out of that, and Lutch got full 5. During the meat and potatoes, the arguments, she wasn't completely dismissing all of the things that Lutch was saying, and she didn't hold the mainstay of the control of the conversation. She did kind of show how to pull it back a little bit at times, but in this one, it did definitely look like Lutch had more control over where things were going. So I'm giving it to Lutch on this one overall.
That's cool. Thank you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See you guys
All right.
later.
I don't even have anything. I can't add anything to any of that.
Lord, that was a fucking shit show. Let's go somewhere else. I wanted out of that a while ago. In fact, I'm not sure. Let's go see what Dusty's doing. Oh, let me remove that. Put myself back up. There we go. My bad. I think I'm going to go hang out at Dusty's, and since I'm not on panel, I can't live stream it. But hope everybody enjoys this one. Have a good night. Oh, shit. No, stay. Don't leave. End the stream. Oh.